Yes.
3, 2, 1, record.
Ah.
Uh-huh.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Happy Cinco de
Happy Cinco de
Mayo!
Mayo. Yay.
Alright, guys. The last time we all met, you all had spent some time recovering in what appeared to be a bunk room where your newfound companion, a goblin named Droop, showed off his various trinkets. He ended up giving Kitland a vial of acid and selling him a basket of bees, and showing you various other custom-made grenades and wind-up automatons that he had crafted himself. You learned he was from a clan called the Scrap Tops and was abducted by the wizard and his 2 suits of armor. He was brought back here and beaten and tortured, all because the wizard had hoped to learn from him the location of the Goblin King's hidden, ruined castle. Droop claimed no allegiance to the king, and he even seemed a little insulted at the assumed association. You continued exploring through the dungeon and eventually found a very messy common room, where Dominic discovered a note that was addressed to someone named Glassstaff. And the note read, "We're on our own, and now so are you." The note also went on to explain that additional prisoners had seemingly been left behind somewhere else within the dungeon you were all in. What else happened? Some other stuff happened. You guys found a secret doorway, led to a hallway with a small crypt and a room full of weapons. The small crypt room was filled with 3 sarcophagi that all had undead creatures waiting within them. And as Staris and Dominic entered the room, the skeletal figures emerged from their sarcophagi, and one of them looked to Dominic and pointed and said, or asked rather, "Whom do you serve?" And Dominic hoped that the undead would recognize the blade that Kitland had found earlier in the big crevice. The blade of the manor's former owner, Dominic was able to deduce using his spell. What's the name of the spell?
Identify.
Identify spell, yeah. However, whoever these creatures were in life, they were mere shells now. Tools to be used by the manor basement's newest inhabitant, and the skeletons did not respond to your blade or your pronunciation of the previous owner, and they attacked you and Staris, but were easily dispatched, but not before injuring Staris pretty severely. Connected to that crypt was yet another chamber. It was a small and disgusting prison filled with refuse that held a woman and a small child prisoner. You identified them as the lost family of Fel Dintrar, the slain carpenter, the townsman who was killed by the Redbrands. And with your help, you were able to free them, give them some food, water, medicine, and reassure them that you would lead them to safety. You all retreated back to the common room, where you found the note addressed to Glassstaff, to catch your breaths, try to get the traumatized family away from their cell, and to sort of figure out what your next steps were now that your party was growing in size. You came up with the plan, or Staris rather, volunteered to take Droop and the family back to town, and then come back to you all while you continued to rest before trying to confront whoever this mysterious wizard was. You all kind of took another moment to finish up your rest, and to kind of think about Staris' proposition. While Kitland kind of idled away his time affixing a pouch with a dangerous small worm-like creature inside of it, a rot grub that he had bought from Droop, trying to attach this all to one of his arrows. And he thought he had done a rather successful job and had been very careful and meticulous, yet somehow the grub slipped through his work attempted to latch onto the back of Kitlin's neck. But fortunately, Kitlin was able to grab it and squeeze the life out of it, slam it to the ground before it could do any real harm. And after that startling kind of moment, you all find yourself at the end of a short rest here in this dungeon. You've explored a great deal of it, and now finishing a second long rest. We'll say you guys have been down here for about 2.5 hours or so. Um, we're getting close to not 5. We're gonna say like 3:30 ish is kind of where we're at right now. We got about an hour and a half of your um, aid spell left for those of you that still have temporary hit points. But it's getting later in the afternoon. You're starting to feel the the wear and tear of the day. You see that the young boy. What is his name?
Neris?
Naris.
Well done. Naris and Myrna. Naris and Myrna. He's starting to get a little restless, and you can hear him asking his mom, like, when can we go home? He's like, soon, honey, soon. But yeah, what all are you guys doing as you finish up your short rest? And what do you want to do next?
Well, all right. So we've discussed stars. You take Group and the family back to town.
Right.
It's a great idea, but honestly, I was thinking about it while we were resting. Why don't we get back, give Sildar an update on what's going on, and see if maybe he has any ideas of what we could do? I don't think this, whoever the wizard is going anywhere.
We don't
Maybe,
really know
maybe
that for
not.
sure, though.
There's no way to know.
I mean, if we lose 2 of our teammates and he comes down to find us, it's just me, Kitlind, and Ku. We might be able to handle it. But if he's what I think he is, and he's a necromancer, this could be rough.
Is there a potential that we... I mean, the town's not far, is it? If we just walk out of the cave, we should be able to see it from the hill, right? Is
I
there
think-
potential where we go only about halfway and then head back?
Possibly. Maybe get to
The manor itself sits on like a pretty large estate, and the tunnel entrance you found was kind of in the woods behind the manor, and a little like down the escarpment, and you could see even from like the back of the manor where you were exploring, where it overlooks, it's a decent sized hill. You do get kind of a good view of the surrounding wilderness from being so up here, and you can see why someone, with a little bit of coin to their name, would want to build a nice house up here, because it was kind of pretty. And yeah, I think you could even see like part of the town even from like the front yard of the estate, or maybe as like you made your way towards like the front gate. But then keep in mind, like beyond the front gate, there was like this knifing trail that kicked back and forth down the hill itself before it resumed to like the main road and then led further into town. So I would say from like the front door of the manor to like the road that actually leads into town at the like level of the town would be about a 40-minute walk.
and that's if nobody's hurt.
Right. And then from like your little spot, like add another like 10 minutes to get from your little hole back to like the front of the manor and actually start that. So it's a decent little walk. Like if someone left right now and took the family to like the very front gate right outside the Sleeping Giant Inn, and then made their way back, it would take a little under 2 hours, like an hour and a half to do so.
Yeah.
I will say, my magic is lacking right now, so it might be best for me to go alone.
Oh, I'm not saying you go alone. That's not a question. We'd either all go together,
I'll
or
have Drew.
Yeah. I'm useless at a fight, but you'll have me.
Droop is carrying so much armament, even made for a small battalion. he's not going to be worth anything.
That's a good point. Hey, kid, you're carrying this stuff. And he kicks the bag. And, like, Neris just kind of, like, looks at the, like, goblin and, like, looks back at his mom, and she just, like, kind of holds him. She, like, looks at you with, like, a slightly concerned look. And that almost as if to say, is that a goblin?
I think Bernie's gonna walk over to where the bag was kicked, and then she's gonna just kind of smile gently at the kid, and lean down and pick it up and throw it over her back.
Okay. Bernie, you are encumbered. This is as much weight as you could ever possibly carry. This is heavy. There are something like 40 weapons, give or take, that he has rolled up into a big dirty like bed sheet.
Okay, then can I dump out half of the weapons onto the ground?
No! What are you doing? What are you doing?
There's priorities here.
He immediately every point you dump out, he's like shoveling it back into his hands.
Yeah. I tell you what, I'll carry what I can, but otherwise you take care of the rest, Droop. And then just dump out enough to where it's manageable.
Hold on, and he like goes over to the table and like yanks the tablecloth off of like one of the nearby tables, and all the mugs and everything on it just clatter to the ground. And it just like makes a mess of everything and starts rolling them up in this like grimy stained tablecloth and making like a makeshift like duffel bag to carry it in.
Okay.
I mean, in my honest opinion, the family should be our priority at this point.
We
don't want to intrude on you guys at all. If you just help us get out of here, I'm sure we could find our way back to town on our own. The company is appreciated, but you've already done so much for us.
We'd like to make sure you get there safe.
I mean, how is everybody looking?
After that Song of Rest, not too bad.
Well, health-wise, yeah, I feel like we're okay, but spell-wise for the spellcasters, I use my sword. I'm fine.
My magic is lacking.
I think, Barney's looking like quite sprightly and ready to go.
Right, so am I.
Yeah,
All right.
he was just buried in his book. But yeah,
I mean, the cave entrance is just up the stairs. We could at least take him to there and have the conversation there, right?
Yeah, I mean, we can get to
Right.
we can get to the front gate of the manor, and if Mara and you feel comfortable, just us telling go down the hill, you'll be at the inn and you'll be right in town. If you feel comfortable with that.
I mean, there aren't any threats between here and there, are there? The bandits, the red brands.
The bandits are gone.
What happened to them?
Well,
They should be gone.
they should leave you alone. We've dispatched their leader, and the rest of the band has disbanded from the inn.
Oh, then yes. I think we can make the journey down the hill and into town.
Right. Did we already use the sending stone in the last 24 hours? Or the last?
So
I've
we
got
have
one
both
and
of them.
Starts at the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But did we already use the charge on it?
Oh no, we have not.
Yeah.
Correct.
Then I
Good call.
think that Bernie walks up to Kitland. What do you think about giving them that sending stone? If they run into any danger, they can give us a call and we can hurry out there. They can let us know where they are.
Right, that's fine by me. Just, I'll just say to the kid, would you put this in Pamela's satchel if you don't use it?
Honestly, I'm thinking we might want
Shakes his
to
head
have
yes.
them. We might want to have them give it to Sildar, and we can relay
Aye.
information to him.
That's a great idea.
All right, do that then.
Koo, do you
Give
mind?
it. Yeah, I'll give it to the kid.
Koo, do you mind writing up
Okay,
a
you give
letter?
the sending stone to the kid with the instruction to use it if they need help, or to give it to Sildar if they make it to town without needing it, and kind of show him and his mom, the simple way to kind of activate it and how to use it. Sorry, Dominic, I think I cut you off.
You're good. I was gonna go to Koo and just say, hey, Koo, I know you're in your book and you're studying, but do you mind writing a letter to Sildar for us, and we can hand that to Myrna?
Who? You don't hear
Yes.
this as Dominic speaks to you. You are wrapped up in your book right now. And you are flipping through the pages and looking at some of the things that you have written, but don't really recall doing so. And you certainly don't know what any of it means or says. And as you are just staring and flipping through these pages and absorbing it and memorizing it and focusing on it and trying to comprehend it with little success, with no success, you hear this melody, this very familiar melody, beginning to play in your mind. Dominic, you say what you say to Koo, and he doesn't respond.
All right. Well, Koo's busy. I guess Myrna, at the where is he? He's at the town. Where is Sildar again? He's in the town master hall. That's right. Myrna, do you know where the town master hall is in town?
Oh, sorry, that was me. I was looking at my notes. She nods yes.
Okay. So we brought somebody from town. His name is Sildar Hawthorne. He is kind of the middleman helping to get the town back into a reasonable shape. Make your way to the town master hall and give him the sending stone if you do not use it. But tell him who you are and that we found you in the matter.
Understood.
He will definitely be able to help you.
While Dominic is talking to Myrna, does Bernie recognize anything strange about Koo in the way that he completely didn't respond?
Yeah, you notice that Koo's not responding, and it looks like very much just like a bookworm lost in a story. It looks, it just looks like Koo just is unaware of his surroundings as he's just absorbed in whatever's in his spell book. But yeah, to Bernie, I think it just looks like someone very, very engrossed in whatever it is they're reading.
Okay, and it's his spell book that he's reading, or is there a title in the book?
It appears to be a personal item. Dylan, Koo, do you want to describe what it looks like?
Yep. It is a rough but not crudely made leather-bound tome with a tight spine that is made from some flora. It's like almost like a celery thickness, but it is thick and almost crusty, or like a carapace.
Did you say celery thickness?
Yes.
Okay, just want to make sure.
It is a celery thickness. And then pages are neatly kept, but there are a lot of different like page materials that have been made uniform to fit within the leather binds of this of this book.
Okay.
What color is it?
It is like the leather bound is like almost like a chestnut, and the pages themselves are like a foggy gray.
Okay.
Do you think we should write a note and send it with Myrna and her son?
I mean, we gave her the information. I don't think she's gonna forget it. And now with the
Who?
sending stone,
True. Just
Who?
she's been through a lot, so
agreed. But I'm not gonna. She knows what she can handle, right?
would it be helpful,
I-
Myrna, if we wrote everything down?
I think I understand. It's pretty straightforward, and we've been talking about it for like the last hour.
Good to be thorough. You never know what could be out there.
I mean, if it makes you feel more comfortable to write a note, I'm just so grateful for all of your help.
I think it'll be fine.
All right then, let's get going.
Yeah,
I feel like we've
let's-
already burned some time.
Get
Don't
like-
want it to get
Yeah,
too
she's
late.
to the front.
This can all be part of your long rest. Or your short rest. I'm not gonna like
Yes.
penalize you guys for like wanting to literally come up with a plan and kind of like figure
Yeah.
some stuff out. So yeah, when you guys are ready to move, that is like kind of the end of that hour, so to speak.
Yeah, I think that's our plan. We'll send her down. We'll get them to the front of the manor, send them down with the sending stone, and have them go to Sildar.
So who is leaving right now? Are you just sending Myrna and her son by themselves?
The whole group is going to
Yes, they're
the
all
front gate.
going, Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, you all leave the dungeon that you're in and make your way back to the outside of the manor. It takes you no time really to get to the front of the dungeon, so to speak, but then there's that like long tunnel that you have to crawl through. And Bernie, especially if you are helping Drew carry all these armaments, it is going to take the two of you some time to get through there. So, roughly 15-20 minutes later, maybe even longer with this added weight, you guys are able to make it out of the tunnel. You are now kind of like, we're going to say like in like the woods over here, like maybe even like down here, in like the woods behind the manor. You can look out to the north and see the wilderness. The sun is low. It's like hovering just over the trees. It hasn't quite, started to dip behind the trees. A little bit off to the west. You just see, large forest behind you. And if anybody, well, I guess if you're kind of down here, you can't really see much to the south. But you can begin to slowly make your way through this kind of makeshift path back up the escarpment onto like the main level of the manor and back towards the little path that will eventually knife down the hill and back kind of like to the front gate area. How far do you want to go along that journey with the family? It'll take you, we'll say, another like 20 minutes or so to kind of walk back like over here. So it's been almost an hour since you guys finished your short rest and have made it, I guess, if you want to get to the actual road, to about right there.
Yeah, I think that's the
kind
plan.
of where
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. All right. You all get there, and she thanks you once again, several times over, and you see the child's just like exhausted, so she like kind of like picks him up and like puts him on her shoulders, and turns to you all and says, "Thank you, truly, for everything. If I'm sorry, I don't have anything to give you as a reward, but if my husband's inn still stands, I promise to make something of it, and if you ever find yourselves back here, you all stay for free. Whenever you're in town."
That is much appreciated, Myrna. And while we're talking, I'm gonna pull out a torch and light it and hand it to her. It is getting a little dark.
And says,
People?
You're getting choppy audio. Is anybody else getting that, or is it just me?
Can y'all?
Yeah, I didn't hear any of that.
I didn't
Yeah.
hear, sorry.
Yeah,
It
it was.
did
it
anybody
looks
else
like-
experience that?
Yeah, no, it was very robo, and I think we lost Sean.
yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I
It
can
was
still hear
fraggy.
all of you.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you were also choppy, so it was weird. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
Maybe
everybody
internet
kind of got
connection.
all robot for a second.
Yeah.
I don't know if Sean's. No, there he is.
Aha.
Can anyone hear me?
Yes.
Welcome back. Yeah.
Not sure what happened there. What was the last thing you guys heard?
She was
Um,
saying didn't have any payment, but we could stay at the inn for
At
free.
the inn for free. Yeah.
Right.
Okay,
Stars
cool. And then
says-
she starts to go. Hold on, one second. She starts to go and kind of like stops, and says, "I've never told anybody this before, but I feel compelled to tell you this now. When I was a little girl, I grew up in a town north of here. It's no longer there anymore. It was actually overrun one day by horrible creatures. My family, they owned a small herbalist shop, and we had a beautiful heirloom, a necklace, a beautiful silver and emerald necklace. I've thought about it, and always thought maybe one day, if my husband and I made enough money, we could hire some adventurers to go get it, but... Anyways, I tell you this because you seem like the sort that may find yourselves there. If you do, find it and keep it. It's yours.
What's the name of that town then?
The town she grew up in was called Rainy Hollow. And she tells you that like her parents had like an herbalist shop, and like roughly describes where in town that would be. But if you ever happen to find yourselves in the ruins of Sleepy Hollow, you know where some treasure might be located. And then Stars, it looked like you wanted to say something to her before she departed.
Yeah, no. That's very gracious. And Stars just gives her a hug and says, "Be well and good luck."
She holds you tightly. You too. And then she lets go and picks up her little boy and begins to walk down the hill. And she gets maybe 20, 30 feet away. And you guys are just kind of standing there. You can see the sun sort of setting in the distance. The sky is beginning to start to change colors now. It's a beautiful kind of picturesque scene. And you just hear a loud, like, as Droop has pulled out a handkerchief and just blows his nose very loudly and very wetly.
I thought that was a goblin horn. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, close, am I right?
Yeah, I mean, it was
Anyways,
pretty spot on.
what's next for a little band?
Group, I thought you said you were headed out.
Yeah. When you guys leave, I'll leave.
Right.
What, you think I was gonna go with them? They're just people. I'm a goblin. I'm not going anywhere near civilization without a bunch of armed people surrounding me.
Right, but
Right.
just this morning you were saying if you got to the front of the cave, you'd be on your way to sell all those
Yeah,
weapons.
well, I didn't get a good look of how big that town is when I was brought here unconscious, and now that I'm seeing it, I'm having jitters. You know what I mean?
The Droop
I thought
is
this
our...
was like a one-road town, not like a
Oh no, it's a sprawling haven.
road town. I don't know numbers.
So Droop
Right,
is our,
well, we can
our
use all the help
VIP
that we can
now,
get.
huh? Oh, he's...
I
Mm,
could make some good cannon fodder if we get into trouble.
Yeah.
Bernie kind of like wiggles her eyebrows up and down, like teasingly at Droop.
And he's like just like nodding, like yeah, see, like totally agreeing with you. And then he like looks over to Koo, who's still like buried in his book, by the way, hasn't looked up the whole time. And he's like, "What's cannon fodder?"
Drew, could you stand over there for a minute? I want to have a bit of a group meeting. I'm going to try to shuffle the group
No.
10 feet away.
no.
Yeah, he doesn't like being told what to do, but if you walk away, he's not like pushy about being included. So it's easy enough to
Yeah,
get
I'm
some
going to walk
distance.
like 10 feet away.
Bernie will go over
Yeah.
to Droop and drop the bag of weapons next to him. Here, why don't you do a little bit of inventory?
Good idea.
And he kind of unwraps them and like starts pulling everything out and actually counting it and seeing what he has.
And then I'll
inspecting his loot.
awesome. And then I'll go and join the party.
Right,
Cool.
so Droop, he's been alright, crack, so far, but just a bit curious why he was sat in that room with the armors that weren't attacking him, and he knew the word to stop them. And I asked if he'd been anywhere else in the cave, and I could tell he was not telling the whole truth. So I just wanted to bring that to our attention before we get back into tight spaces with him.
Well,
How?
from
He
what
was
you're...
gagged when Dominic found him.
Yeah.
Right?
From that information, I mean, it's... I'm gonna sound like a racist here, but he is a goblin. Possibly what it is he was in the cave, possibly looting, was caught and gagged, instead of being fought somewhere else and brought here. Right?
I just wanted to make everybody aware before we...
Oh, I don't
Go
trust
back
him
in.
as far as I can throw him. He's a goblin. But
You guys
He did help
can
us.
all vaguely hear. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Stars.
I said, he did help us, and self-preservation might just be the thing on his mind.
I agree.
As you guys are having this conversation, you can hear like the faint sound of counting behind you, but like it's a bunch of numbers just out of sequence. So he's just like 2, 7, 13, 800.
I don't think he's a threat. To us, at least. I think, yes, he's not somebody that we can fully trust, but I don't think he's malicious in any way. I think he's, like Star said, self-preservation. He just wants to get out of here alive. And we're the best bet.
I do think it's a good idea to keep an eye on him.
Agreed.
I understand what you're saying, Kitland.
Right.
It's not that he's necessarily done anything wrong, but mighty strange for a fellow that seems so scared to want to go back into one of the scariest places around, besides that town down there. when there's a whole forest that he could escape into.
All right, which he said was his plan. So, just wanted to talk with you first, but I'm happy to go back in with him.
Aye.
I don't think we need to let him take any more loot.
You can handle it.
I mean, but then we're losing out on the money. Anyway. No, I mean, he seems well enough. But yes, I do agree it's a little shady.
All right, well, ready, break.
Hi.
At this point, Droop has finished, quote unquote, counting his inventory and has like wrapped it all back up into one big blanket again. And is now, because you guys are about like right here, you see he kind of like walked over and is like standing near the edge, kind of investigating and seeing where like the old ruined walls kind of separates the town from some of like the lowlands and beginning of the forest and a little bit of like the farmland just outside of the town. And it's like walked back to his bag and it's like begun rolling the massive kit of inventory and weapons towards that edge, aiming for this little spot just on the other side of the wall.
Just to also
And as you guys break, that's what you see him doing.
And
Sorry,
I think
go ahead.
as Bernie like watches, like she's looking at him for a minute doing this and like has a blank stare in her face. And then it clicks and she kind of shakes her head a little bit and she looks back at the party. We do realize that he's essentially stealing what was already stole. We should be taking that back to the shopkeep, shouldn't we? That's its rightful property.
No.
She's like saying this as she's watching the weapons like being rolled
And
away.
he's actively pushing them now, but it's
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
moving like 10 feet every like 6 seconds. Like he's moving really slow because
Right.
it's taking him so much effort to push all this weight. So he's
If I-
inching closer and closer to the edge.
If I remember correctly, you said that the wares were just a smorgasbord of stuff down there, so it wasn't really anything that would be
Yeah, it
considered.
could have been from people they killed. It
Yeah.
could have been from places they've robbed. It could have been from all sorts of people. It could be given to the shopkeep, and it could
could
like,
be
she doesn't have
100%.
anything to sell.
Correct. So yes, we can take it and give it to the shopkeep. Well, all right. So with Bernie saying that, I'll say, "Hey,
But
Bernie."
it wasn't necessarily hers to begin with.
Correct. Well, you do understand that yes, it probably was. We can give it to the shopkeep, but we do now know where in relative, where it's going to be. Say we come out here and get it ourselves before he can.
Just something to think about. It just didn't really
Does
occur to
anybody
me.
stop him?
I do not.
From throwing
Nope.
the weapons? No.
Rolling him down the hill? Nah. Let him do it.
He finishes finally with great effort getting it over the hill. And the thing that he had it tied up in completely falls apart.
Yep.
Weapons scatter all down the hill and
Oh
fly
my
into the pit. And he just starts like saying a whole string of words in Goblin. Does anybody speak Goblin?
Kitlin does. Didn't you say you did, Kitlin?
I
I think that was
do not.
uncommon.
I speak. No,
Okay.
I don't.
Okay, so I don't think anybody
A
does.
whole bunch of words in Goblin. You don't need to speak the language to understand that they're all probably cuss words. And a bunch of weapons just scattered down the hillside. And he just kind of scratches his head for a moment after it all happens, and then like walks back to you guys. Well, that didn't work.
It
Right.
didn't. It didn't.
And he's like
Right.
panting and breathing heavily. He actually has the point of exhaustion from doing that.
Buddy.
Right, Flop. Did you keep any of those weapons for yourself as we go back into the dungeon?
Are you saying his name incorrectly on purpose at this point? Or are you just an old
My
man?
dagger.
Well,
It's like
have
that
you?
old. It's like that old grandpa that doesn't know anybody's name.
Did he
he said-
keep any weapons, Sean, for himself, or did he throw every single one down there? Is he unarmed?
Oh, sorry. I guess you didn't hear that. He just like as you say that he has like a moment of realization that he did not grab any weapons for himself because he was too busy counting all of them and then tying them all together before rolling them over. So all he has is the one dagger that he initially had from his pack attached to his belt. Other than that, he has no additional weapons.
Wonderful.
Right. All right. Well, shall we head back in?
I think so.
Agree.
Droop, maybe don't go throwing that dagger down the hill too, eh?
Yeah, no, this one's mine. This one's staying with me.
Sorry, you guys keep talking to me when I'm looking at my notes.
All the NPCs have like a 3-second delay.
right.
Computing.
It's like, oh shit, it's silent. They asked me something.
Computing.
Is this Sean or is
Computing.
this AI?
Yeah, right? Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't help you with that.
Oh shit.
Oh, shit. It's real. The AI.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I can't help you with that.
Oh god. Oh no.
What can you help us with?
Yes.
So
Nice. Nicely done, sir.
Bernie's going to turn and head back towards the
The
dungeon.
Agreed.
Let's see what's inside.
You start making your way back to the dungeon, and you kind of follow like this lower section back around to where you know it is, and it's pretty thick with like trees and underbrush, and you kind of have to like move some branches out of your way and shit like that as you follow this little path. Who is taking the lead? You all kind of have to march single file as you approach this tunnel.
I'll take the lead.
I'll be in the back.
I'll be right behind Bernie.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go behind Dominic.
Yeah,
Okay, then you
I
got
shuffle
two.
somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, Ku, and then Kitlin in the rear. Bernie, since you're up ahead, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Oh. 10.
10. That is enough. Because I rolled really low, you see some movement in like the bushes up on the path just in front of you.
Bernie halts and sticks her hand out to the side to to show everybody to stop.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna kind of crouch down a little bit and keep watching.
Bernie, what's up?
There's something up ahead. There's some movement.
If you're pointing at it, I'll train my bow over there.
Okay. You got your bow trained, Bernie. You're just staring at you, just waiting to see what happens.
Yeah, right now I think so. It's in like the bushes.
It's in the bushes, like 15 feet in front of you, like in the bushes, kind of down low. You see something big just causes this like whole bush to shake a little bit.
Awesome. Something big. Awesome.
Okay.
Like more than like a squirrel. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
Dominic will probably kind of take a clue out of Bernie and Dels and just gonna like try to hide and get himself low.
Okay. Yeah, you get a little bit lower and move off to the side, trying to get out of sight. Roll me a stealth check. Anyone else doing anything?
Sure, yeah, no, duck down. That sounds...
Everyone
Yeah,
kind of just gets
I'll
low,
just walk.
and it's
Yeah, I'll
following
walk
Bernie's lead.
I'll walk even further back though to get like way back out of sight.
Okay, take a couple
But-
steps back.
Keeping
Bernie.
the bow train the whole time.
Keeping the bow train. You wait a tense heartbeat, maybe 2 as you get low. You follow Bernie's signal. Bernie, you keep your eyes trained on the spot. The bush stops, quivering, and you see a flash of color as like an orange butterfly begins to flutter out of the bush, and you keep your eyes trained on it. And out, right behind the butterfly, you see Pamela jump out, trying to catch it and snap it in her jaws. The note still attached to her, but all torn up and ripped in half because she's just been running around chasing butterflies out here the whole time. And the second she sees you, immediately ignores the butterfly and charges through all of you. Kitlin, you're in the rear. Your bow, you suddenly and horrifically realize, is trained directly on Pamela as she just charges through everybody to run straight at Kitlin. I need everyone who's not Kitlin to make a dexterity saving throw really quick.
God.
So silly.
Oh no, I got a 4.
Oh no, I got the worst.
Oh no.
I got an 11.
This is amazing.
I wasn't too bad.
Oh my god, wonderful. You all kind of just get like shoved forcefully out of the way and like land on sharp rocks and brambles and thorns. I only rolled a 1, so you only take 1 point of damage as she gets to you, and it's literally like sniffing the tip of the arrowhead that you have pulled back as she gets to you. Her tail wagging and goes into a playbow.
Pamela.
Pamela, what are you doing here?
And she like rolls over on her back and exposes her belly.
Well,
Sorry,
it
everyone.
seems that she didn't make it to town. Kitland.
Right, well, I guess my spells don't work from a distance. I don't know what to say. Well,
Do you want me to tell her something, Kitland? Bernie's gonna stand up and kind of dust herself off and pick some twigs out of her beard and kind of stroke it a little bit and walk over to Pamela and Kitland.
yeah.
and
Can you
I
ask
say
her what
hand.
happened to our plan?
Pamela. And Bernie's eyes just give like a very soft, faint golden glow for a second as she places a hand on Pamela and kind of kneels down a little bit or just gets on her level. Pamela, oh, dear, what happened to the plan? Did you get a little distracted by the beautiful butterflies?
You hear an overwhelming positive response when you mention the butterflies. You also, as you connect with Pamela, you can feel her arguing with you a little bit, like pushing back a little bit. Like there's this stubbornness to her. And you get the sense that her interpretation of it was to not stay here, to go be safe. And she feels like she held up her end of the bargain is kind of what you get from her. And you know, from your perspective, like, no, like this magic, it has set rules and confines and it works a certain way. And you just get this very stubborn resistance from her to that. Yeah. And you're wondering if maybe she was capable of like resisting the spell or breaking the spell or manipulating the spell in some way herself.
Well, I'm sorry to say, Kitland, but those are very pretty butterflies, and I think Pamela just got a little, little excited. I'm not quite sure if she's ready to go back to that pin yet.
Right, well, are you suggesting that she come into the dungeon with us? I was attempting to keep her safe. Or do I need to go take her back myself?
Honestly, she's your companion. It's going to be your call.
Kind of nudges your knee a little bit, like wagging your tail, and like sits and like raises a paw and like kind of pushes you, like she's pushing you forward.
Bernie, could you ask her
And
if
does
she
like a
wants to
weird
come?
Triceratops
Yeah.
bark.
Could you ask her if she wants to come with, or if she wants me to take her back to the stable myself?
All right, Pamela. Now you're getting to be a pretty grown girl. So we're going to leave it up to you. Do you really want to come with us? It's going to be scary and dangerous. And we can't ensure your safety, which is going to break your daddy's heart. All right. Instead of going back to town and taking care of a new friend that we just made, a little boy that you'll get along with so well.
Her tail is wagging. She's responding super positively to everything you're saying, but through everything, you can feel like it's even with your high enough animal handling and the spell that you have, you feel her resisting your will and turning her attention back to Kitland.
Okay.
And it's this overwhelming sense of just wanting to be where Kitland is.
Okay. Kitland, she does not want to be apart from you.
All right, Pamela. Well, you can come with me, but you've got to do what I say when we're down there. If we get into any trouble, you've got to listen to me. Do you understand?
He starts like growling and like gets like really, 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 really low, like almost like a border collie, like waiting for instruction.
All right. Pamela's coming with us then.
All right. Oh, I'll try and keep an eye.
I'll do my best to keep it.
As she immediately darts past you guys and continues to chase that butterfly, who's like fluttered back into the path. I need you all to roll another dexterity save. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my gosh. No! We all are knocked out by Pamela.
Right.
TPK.
Yeah. All right, shall we?
Let's do it.
Okay. You guys make your way back inside the dungeon. At this point, as you finally make it to the tunnel, being on this side of the hill and it being so late in the afternoon, you feel the aid spell wear off for those that still had temporary hit points. And the tunnel is much darker this time around as the sun is finally starting to go below the trees as it hits late afternoon. You guys make your way through the tunnel. Another 15 minutes or so, you find yourselves back in the dungeon.
All right.
Well, we've got those keys. Did you want to try that door, or should we go over to the other room we've not checked out yet? Well, the multiple rooms, the two double doors that Pamela surely could fit through. Or, I'll leave it up to you.
Maybe the one that was locked?
Yeah, I believe the one over on that side might be the one that we need to try out first.
Let's get to it. And as we go, I'm going to fall back behind Ku. So I'm going to kind of take up the rear, or just like wherever Ku is, just kind of falling behind him. And as we're going, Bernie just kind of quickens her step a little bit to get kind of trying next to him or right behind him, and gives him a little tap on the shoulder. Ku, you're quite buried in that book. Is everything all right?
Oh, yes, I do lose track of time, and sometimes I will. Well, sometimes I'll just write things, and then I don't know what they mean at the time. Then sometimes I just go back and reread them. Still don't know what they mean, but it's fun to exercise it. You know, pour into the pages.
I'm not sure I can say I quite understand, but it sounds interesting.
Hmm. Uh, so, guess we're going back into the caves. All right.
I think it was this way.
Yeah. Star, I think you're right. Whee!
All right, you guys all make your way back to the locked door. You try the set of keys. You thumb through several of them, and eventually you find one that fits the hole. And after a second, click, it unlocks, and the door opens.
Woohoo.
Huzzah! Stars, do you mind giving us some light? Oh, never mind. Seems pretty light in here.
We just timed it well.
Yeah. Perfect.
Awesome.
Let's...
So you guys enter into what appears to be some kind of alchemical laboratory. Several beakers and vials and glass tubes bubbling with various liquids under what appear to be magical fires that are all illuminated in various spots, heating and letting them drip and cool. And several ingredients and various pages are kind of strewn about on some of the tables. You see actually, let's do this. What's everybody's passive perception?
14 for Dominic.
Okay.
12 for Stars.
Anyone higher than a 14?
No.
Cool. Yeah, it just seems like a busy, like I said, workshop of some type, of wizard's workshop. Large work table set up with alembics, retorts, distillation coils, and other alchemical devices, all of it stewing and bubbling away, while bookshelves are crowded with sheaves of parchment and strange-looking tomes. Yeah. You
Do
also
the,
see connected to this room is another door. Sorry, I should show you the other wall. Right here.
We just kept trying to move out of each other's like little icon way. We just kept putting it on top of one another over and over again.
Amazing.
It's gnomishly delightful.
Are you dancing?
Wonderful.
It's not really the time for a jig.
We also need
There
a
are so many
Pamela
books.
token at some point.
Oh, I got you.
But don't
Maybe.
want
Maybe I'm
to
a liar.
don't want to forget Pamela
Yeah,
is
true.
is here now.
She is. She has crawled her way in quite fearlessly. And is like
Oh,
sniffing at all the
Don't like
vials.
this.
And,
Don't like
trash
her to
out.
be. Do not like her in the volatile alchemical area.
Easy,
Well, it's
Pamela.
good to know that she doesn't have cow rules and she can go downstairs. Because that would have got real annoying real fast.
Right.
Trying to crawl a dungeon. Let's get some sleds.
DM. I am proficient in alchemical supplies. Dominic's gonna
Okay.
start looking around at all the vials and just notes and everything and see if anything kind of jogged his memory with anything he's seen with his extensive knowledge with the alchemicals.
roll me an investigation check.
And I can add. Should I add my proficiency modifier as I'm proficient with my alchemical tools, or just a straight roll?
and I'll actually say you can do investigation or arcana, and yeah, you can
Okay.
add your
Well,
proficiency to it.
they're both the exact same. So we'll go with this
Okay, cool.
one. Natural 20
Nice.
for a
Nice.
24
You
plus
kinda-
2 to 26.
Let's go.
Nice. Yeah, you kind of take a moment to like look over some of the notes and books that are scattered around the room. A lot of them just appear to be basic text on alchemy, and some of the scrolls are like detailed figure drawings of the various natural flora and certain ingredients he would need to pick for certain alchemical potions.
Mhm.
And just kind of spending some time looking at everything, you see that what is set up is actually the whole apparatus appears to be set up to be able to brew potions. Specifically, you deduce potions of invisibility. Although you do not find any completed potions, you deduce from the ingredients and from the way everything is set up that that is what's being made here.
All right. Well, it looks like whoever was in here was trying to brew invisibility potions.
Invisibility potions.
Do you know how to complete that?
DM, would I have known how to complete with everything that I found here? Would I be able to complete it?
With your natural 20, you look around and you think that you have on hand with everything in the room, following the notes, you could probably make one of these potions. It would take like an hour or so of like just setup and get like everything like, mortared and pestled down into a fine ingredient and getting everything set up. And then like after an hour of setting up, like another like full long rest for like the potion to finish being crafted. But you could do that with everything here. It wouldn't be ready until like tomorrow though, and you would have to start working right now.
Yeah, so Dominic's gonna look around, kind of looking around and kind of off to the over his shoulder to answer Star's question. I think I can, but it might take a while. It'd be about an hour for me to prep it, and then another 8 for it to actually finish.
Well, I definitely think you should prep it. Is anybody feeling sleepy? We could try to take a little rest here.
What time is it in the evening now?
It's a little after 5.
I would
Is
only
it
say
something that can be
it is.
left alone after being prepped?
I mean, I don't really need. I'm fine after my short rest. I'll stay in here and stay with it. I don't want. It's just like cooking. I wouldn't want to leave a stove unattended for 8 hours. Probably not a great idea. But I will need time to prep, and I love having a baby lizard in my face, but I don't think having Pamela in here is going to be great. No offense.
Also, let's try not to get maybe distracted, as happenstance and nice as this may be. There's still some sort of bad wizard around this place.
Who presumably has invisibility potions.
Exactly.
Don't you think having one ourselves would kind of even the playing field, though?
I do. I think we should meet this villain with all of the tools and all of our health that we can get our hands on.
I don't think it would hurt, yeah.
There's the other room with the bed just across the hall.
With the 2 suits of armor that could kill you?
Well,
Deactivate
you'd
them?
see that you have me and Pamela sleep outside the room, or she stays in this room.
If you are all quite finished squabbling,
Ugh.
I suggest we have ourselves a little conversation. You hear this disembodied voice say to you all as you debate on what you should do next. And as you turn to see where it came from, you turn to face the door that you have not yet investigated that leads from this room. And you see the face of this man appear before you, floating in the air like some kind of ghastly projected image. It takes in each of you. Val, are you just going to stand there? Or are you going to come in? And the face dissolves, and the door squeaks open. Inside, you see a wizard sitting at a desk. He's got long, dark black hair with a little bit of streaks of gray, a clean-shaven, kind of chiseled face, and he doesn't even look at you as the door opens. He continues sitting at his desk, looking most studious. You can see this room is a little bit more finely furnished than some of the other rooms around here. The bed is quite nice. There's a ornate rug that fills up most of the space. You see his desk is got several books and a couple of maps strewn about. You see leaning up against the desk, right next to him, is a long staff made entirely of glass. He has a quill in one hand that he dips in some ink, and he continues scratching out some notes as the door opens, revealing this room. Well, come in.
As Dominic will move up to the doorway, and I guess Glassstaff, I presume.
Yes, that is what the Red Brands have chosen to call me. I quite like it, actually. I take it you are the adventurers that Kiernan attempted to warn me about last night. He looks up at you finally, Dominic. Stops writing on his parchment, and the scratching of the quill stops. I take it he's dead then?
Very much so.
Impressive. He was a commendable foe. Did you best him alone, or did you all help as well? You can come in, I don't bite.
Barney kind of stands there and shifts her feet a bit, just watching him closely. But she is going to go into the room with Dominic and stand next to him.
Well, you have...
I think we all had a part in it. But why would you care about Kiernan's death? I thought you were doing deals with him.
That is precisely why I care. I hired him and his Red Brands and paid them a large sum of money for their protection. And here I am entertaining 5 unarmed strangers, so I do not feel very protected. But I'm curious. Adventurers in Delverton, why are you here?
Well, we were here for another reason, and decided to stick around and deal with the Red Brands.
The call to adventure. Very good, very good. Well, they have been dealt with. Your mission has been accomplished. So what more do you seek here in this dank basement?
Why are you here?
Now that is the question. Very good. I am here, I suspect, for very much the same reason you are here. I'm trying to find a dwarf. A dwarf by the name of Rock Seeker.
Gundren.
And he studies each of your faces intensely as he says this name.
What do you want with this dwarf?
Roll me a deception check, Staris.
Okay. $15.
Very good. That's enough. I want to find him.
He says that.
Very good. That's enough.
That's enough.
That's enough.
Good roll, good roll.
Good job. Good job.
I want to make sure he's safe.
Are you friends with said dwarf?
Are you?
We've never met the guy.
And why do you want to find him?
No one said we did.
Roll a deception check.
Is
Not
that
great.
okay? That's
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
18.
oh.
Oh, that's not great.
I have a +1, so no, it's not great. I just rolled really well.
Nice.
I am sorry. I misspoke. It's just that I understood you recently procured some mining equipment and delivered it to one of the guild halls here.
All right, Master Glassstaff, or
Contract
should I
full.
call you something else?
Oh, a glass staff is fine. I find
You-
it suits me. And he kind of reaches up and like fingers the glass staff leaning on his desk and like holds on to it now.
It seems you have way more information about us than we have of you.
It's true. I used to have a network of agents that could give me a lot of information, but once again, you have run them off. No matter, I think I have what I need. The question is, what do I do with you? I think we could help each other very, very much. If that is what you want.
Right. That sounds good.
What are you proposing?
Jesus Christ.
What's ours?
I said, what are you proposing?
I help you locate the dwarf that you may or may not be interested in finding. And you help keep me safe. Since I no longer have the red brands to do so.
Keep it safe from who?
You haven't been paying much attention to what's going on around you, have you, no? The goblin clans are getting stronger. They are getting more organized. Their king is getting them more organized. Beyond that, there are many great beasts and creatures and monsters in the woods nearby. Finding him, let alone getting to him, will not be an easy feat.
Tim, are you saying Gundren is alive?
I have reason to believe so, yeah.
What do you want with him?
I told you to make sure he is safe.
And then what?
What do you know of what it is the rock seeker dwarves discovered?
Well, if I can say anything, as a dwarf myself, although I don't live under the ground, a lot of my relatives do. And I'll tell you, anything that comes from deep down under usually has quite a bit of value.
Very good.
However,
Have you ever
I do
heard-
want to say, whatever value that may have, it sounds like there's a an issue with spiders, eh? That you got to go through first.
So you do know how dangerous the surrounding territory has become. Very good. Yes, Drow have taken control of a portion of the region. Enough to influence it for quite some time. Until now. I believe the goblins are finally pushing back. But more importantly, what do you know of Echo Cave?
I've never heard of it.
You may all roll me a history check.
Cool.
Boy,
Dude, I am
that's-
rolling like a fucking boss tonight on these.
Yeah.
Nice. I just
13.
got
Dominic,
to
why don't you take a look at my plus there and see what I still am rolling? I have yet to get above a single-digit number.
No.
Man,
In
Joe!
2 sessions.
You gotta get rid of those
Aw.
dice. Get some new dice.
Gotta get rid of all those digital dice, my dude.
Who? You have heard of Echo Cave. Dominic, you would know it as Echoing Cave. Or that's what you assume it to be. But to you, Dominic, Echoing Cave was a myth. A place of lore where it was said there was a power that could exist strong enough to help win the war. Right? It was like this sort of like Shangri-La, Holy Grail, Big Red Button kind of thing. That like when you were in a foxhole and shit was hitting the fucking fan, the guy next to you would probably like, man, it's such a bummer too because the Echoing Cave's right over the ridge. You know what I mean? Like to try to like make light of the situation. So it was like this myth, right? Ku, you would know that Echo Cave, and like all of a sudden, Ku, it's like you get tunnel vision because so many things, like a bunch of dominoes, just fall into place and start to tip over. Ku, at the beginning of the Third Age, which is the age you're all currently living in, the Platinum Age, a lot of people were recovering from the Great War that ended the Second Age. The civilized species, the humans, the elves, the dwarves, the halflings, the gnomes, they were busy rebuilding, so it took them a little bit longer to repopulate. Some of the less civilized races, goblins, orcs, things like that, they didn't care so much about rebuilding. They just got busy repopulating. And soon they outnumbered a lot of the other races. And so it was a very brutal kind of time until, a large coalition of forces sort of drove them back. Well, during this history of this time, there was a large, not city, but large town, if you will, that flourished because it was next to Echo Cave. Echo Cave was this cave that was discovered, and in it was found this incredibly valuable resource, even more valuable than gold. And it caused the city to become very, very rich and prosper very, very, very quickly. But then these invading goblin tribes seized the city, took it over, and the cave was lost forever. Starting to realize now, Dominic's vision about the manor, about the owner being overrun by marauders, by goblins and orcs and other human bandits and berserkers, the ruins surrounding Delverton. This was that town. Delverton is built on the ruins of that town from this legend, the legend of Phandalin. The Rockseekers discovered the cave that made Phandalin so wealthy before it was destroyed. At least that is what this wizard
is leading you all to believe. This legendary cave, told to have power strong enough to end a war, to make you rich beyond your wildest dreams. That's what Gundren was so excited about bringing you on board for, and finding his brothers and getting this mining operation started for. That is why I think it is so important to make sure he's safe. Wouldn't you agree?
I think more than anything.
Why
And
must
your companions, do they feel the way?
Oh, what
why
could be
must
down
we
there?
stay here?
I'm sorry?
Why must you stay here in this dungeon? Why not go look for him yourself?
Because I needed to know where he was first. And now with some persuasion, I was able to find its location. Droop hasn't even come inside this room yet, by the way. We found a goblin. We were able to slowly, over time, get the information we needed from him. I now know where the Goblin King is located. And I believe that is where I will find Gundren Roxika. Oh! I could use some escorts. I had paid the Red Brands a great sum of money. I'm offered to do the same for you. The only catch is we leave right away. And we do not tell Doverton where we are going. I think we have caused them enough trouble.
Have you got any potions like what you're brewing over there for us to help you in this quest?
None that I can spare, unfortunately. I did not have enough time to make as many as I would like.
Right, and that staff you've got there, it's a magical one, yeah? Question mark.
It serves me well. Indeed.
Right, even a tiny bit of it, would it have some magic in it?
He eyes you suspiciously, but he does not respond.
I'm talking, if we were to shave off, here in this room, just about, an arrow's head worth of that glass.
Oh my
Do you think we could do that?
I think you are still not convinced. And that is okay. I understand your apprehension. Perhaps a demonstration. And he reaches into his pocket with one of his hands.
Oh, man.
And pulls out a tiny, what looks like a small rock. Can't be much larger than a dime. This is what we believe Gundren and his brothers hoped to mine an Echo Cave. This is Ethereum. This small amount, what I hold in my fingertips right here, this could warm an entire village for 20 winters. It could heal an army. It could raise the dead. The power is immeasurable. Just a fleck and he takes a fingernail, which is a little longer than normal, but that's how wizards are, and just scratches the surface of this dime-sized rock. And like a flashbang grenade, the entire room just goes bright with light energy and a loud, like just humming in your brain. You are all stunned and disoriented. Even anybody in the next room. The only one unaffected by this is Droop, because he was still back out in the hallway. I need everybody to roll a perception check, and then I need everybody to roll initiative.
Oh no.
Jeez.
You said perception?
Oh boy.
A perception check first,
Okay.
and then
Not great.
Hugh and Bernie, as this flashbang like effect is going off, and you're stunned and disoriented, and you can't see, and you're just fumbling in front of you and trying to make sense of what the fuck just happened, you can hear the sound of stone scraping against stone. About 6-8 seconds later, you all come to. The wizard is nowhere to be seen. I need Staris, Kitland, Koo, and Bernie to make dexterity saving throws.
Okay.
Okay.
Oof, that was better.
Nice.
I'm gonna get double digits one of these days. I guarantee it.
You
did.
gotta
I
love it.
guarantee it.
Yeah, but on my initial roll, I need to get above a 10. I have amazing bonuses to everything.
Koo and Kitland, you are both knocked prone as the rug underneath you pulls up and animates and comes to life.
Oh shit.
Staris, you are also kind of you're able to get free of the rug, but as you do, you kind of like bump into something, and as you turn around, you see that in the corner you hadn't noticed there is a broom that is now floating up and like swings back to like kind of slap you in the face with its bristles.
Oh my god.
9 health.
So I'm gonna go ahead and roll initiative for all my monsters.
This
dude.
is the thing they got.
Larkin,
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a character die because that stupid rug.
Yep.
Did you really?
Yes.
And he quit D&D
Good.
ever since.
Quit D&D.
That's so good. Well, let's see if I can do it again.
PTSD. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why, Glassstaff? Why?
Oh man.
We didn't say if we're gonna help or not.
Well,
I know, but then Kitland started being Kitland and scared him off.
I said
Yeah.
it sounded great. I was totally down to help.
Yeah, but then you tried like shaving off his staff and all kinds of weird shit.
Right.
Well, I want to go and fucking stacked into battle with him,
Well,
boys.
I was
On the
gonna.
front line.
Dominic was not gonna have this. That's just not gonna happen. He had fucking people in cages and necromantic shit. Like he
Ernie was
wasn't
also
a good
not
dude.
gonna. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
seemed
There's no
sus as
way.
fuck.
He was German. He sounded really sweet.
Germans have never, ever, ever been the bad guys.
Yeah, ever guys.
Like gingerbread.
All right, so should we do initiative now?
Cool. Yeah, go ahead and do your initiative now. I just rolled initiative for my guys. I'm not gonna do a surprise round. I'll say the surprise round was y'all being like stunned for 6
Dude,
seconds.
Hitlin,
And
my guy.
him kind of getting away.
One of these
Oh
days,
my
it will be double digits. I guarantee. This
Oh, no.
session,
Hey.
Next one's gonna be a nat 20.
Kitty.
when it
Fuck.
counts, when it matters, in battle.
Okie dokie doke. All right. I have so much shit pulled up. All right. Anybody get higher than a 20?
No.
Higher than a 15?
Nope.
Nope.
Higher than a 10?
I got
Nope.
12.
No.
Dominic has
You're
12.
Yay.
Okay, higher than a 5.
Yeah, I got a 9.
Okay.
Wow. Seriously? Holy
All right.
shit, dude.
Koo, what'd you get?
It's real good. I got a 3. That's you
Stars,
and me
what'd
plus
you
me
get?
plus me.
4.
Better than Koo's 3. Bernie, what'd you get?
I got a 4.
Hey,
Oh my
twinsies.
god.
Twinsies.
Are you guys seeing the
Who's
other
got the higher
initiative
deck?
rolls on roll 20?
I'm not.
I'm not.
I am.
I am, yeah.
And roll
I'm
20?
never
See,
looking
9
at
and
roll
3.
20.
Yeah.
All I see is mine, and I see
They're kind of all over the place. Mine's like,
Kitland.
I see
Oh,
a
you guys
lot.
did it earlier. I see.
yeah,
I see.
yeah, yeah,
All right.
yeah. They're kind of up a little bit.
Oh, okay, I see him now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
Up
Oh,
first
boy.
is my broom.
Get out of here, bro.
The broom is gonna try to smack you in the face.
Ah! No!
Yeah. 2
Yeah.
times.
That's what's gonna happen, yeah.
Natural 1 on the first attack,
Yeah, fuck off.
and a 21 to hit on the second
Oh.
attack.
Holy shit.
God.
Ow!
So did I hit you?
Yeah. I think I went definitely.
You're gonna take 7 bludgeoning damage as this
Oh,
broom
Jesus.
slaps you in the face.
Oh,
Damn.
gosh.
I rolled really well on that broom attack. Oh my god!
my
All right, cool.
God.
Next up is the rug. So yeah, the broom just like slaps you in the face and like flies past you and is gonna like make it. Okay, listen.
Okay.
Nice.
Woo!
Fly over here. That is going to be the rug's turn. The rug is then going to do something crazy, like, who looks scary in front of the rug? Rug's just going to collapse on you, Dominic.
Fuck. Aw.
You look like a scary guy.
Aw. Oops. I didn't mean to roll that.
Does a 12 hit you?
No, it does not.
So you see the rug just like almost like a serpent tries to wrap around Dominic, and you're able to kind of get out of the way and shove it a little bit as it like squeezes and just misses you. That's gonna bring it to your turn, Dominic.
All
Caitlin,
right.
you're on deck. Oh, I need to roll for Pamela.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Pamela's
nice.
in this. Forgot about that. Well, Dominic's gonna say what? Fucking necromancers. And he's gonna pull out his blade, which, being that it's still long rest, it's still writhed in red energy. And he is going to attack the rug.
Nice.
Does a dirty 20 hit.
Dirty 20 is going to hit. Very
Okay.
much so.
So I'm going to attack. So it's 1d8 plus 5 piercing. So 10 piercing damage plus the d4 of electric.
Oh yeah.
Plus another 2. So 12 points of damage.
Woohoo.
Nice. Yeah, you tear like a big like slash through it. You see parts of it starts to unravel a little bit. Yeah, good hit.
And that will be the end of my turn.
Nice. That is going to bring it to you, Kitlin. But before you go, Kitlins, because Pamela rolled kick ass on her initiative, she is going to come charging through, and I get to play by slightly different rules than you do, but I get to do it for just a little bit longer until you level up. She's going to come charging through, seeing all this danger, and run right into that broom. And that is going to be a very big number to hit. Let's go.
Yes. Let's go, Pamela.
Yeah, and she kind of like smacks it, and oh, cool. Do more damage because she moved. Nice.
Yeah.
Did a lot of damage to it actually.
You see breaks like a chunk of it off. It goes flying through the air and splinters up against the wall. And then it's got to do this. And it succeeds. And kind of knocks back, but steadies itself in air, like it's kind of flying and floats back. And that is going to be the end of her turn. Now you're up, Kitland.
Pammy.
Let's go.
Okay, what does it take to mount Pamela?
Okay. In order to mount Pamela, once during your move, you can mount a creature that is within 5 feet of you or dismount. Doing so costs an amount of movement equal to half your speed, so much like getting up from prone. And then while you're mounted, you have 2 options. You can either control the mount or allow it to act independently. You can control the mount only if it has been trained to accept a rider. So you're kind of iffy on whether or not this one has. So just know that by attempting to mount it without the proper training could cause Pamela to act independently. But it will take half of your movement to attempt to mount her.
Okay, I'm going to use half my movement to stand up from prone, half of my movement to mount Pamela.
Roll me an animal handling check.
And then will she have her movement if I mount her?
She will, but she can only move on her turn.
Gotcha. Okay. Animal handling. Double
now,
digits.
when you get to your thing and you guys have shared initiative, then that will work differently. So keep that in mind. But because she's kind of still an ambiguous, nebulous thing because you're level 2, we have to play by different rules for now.
Gotcha.
Hey. All right. But yeah, animal handling check. Look at that, above 10. You get up on Pamela and effortlessly, you see Kitland just crawl from the ground straight up onto Pamela, and you get up on top of her. But that has been all of your movement.
Wiggle,
okay.
wiggle, wiggle.
And I can reach out and touch this rug if I wanted to. Yeah. Close enough.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
You guys are all kind of right on each other right now with how crowded and crazy it is.
I want to reach into my quiver. I'm going to pull out a grease arrow, and I'm just going to rub the grease on the rug. No attacks. Just rub the grease on it.
Okay. I'm going to say that it's going to attempt to get out of your way. Okay. So you can attempt to dump your acid vial on a creature. Isn't there rules for that under acid vial? I think you just...
As an action, you can splash the counters within 5 feet. Yeah, it looks like you can splash the contents within 5 feet, or throw it up to 20 feet.
In either case, make a ranged attack against a creature or object, treating the acid as an improvised weapon. So yeah, I think we'll do it that way. So if you want to try to do it, you'll have to still roll the attack to see if you can do it. So it would be just a d20 plus 3 to try to hit.
Okay.
You want to go for it?
Yep.
All right, let's see it.
That's gonna be a 10.
And you go to splash it out, and unfortunately the thing is just a little too dexterous and is able to get out of the way.
Damn.
Right. Does the grease stay on the arrow?
Wait, I thought you were using you were using the grease arrow?
I was just trying to rub the grease arrow on the rug.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, we'll say that you just reached out with the arrow and just missed. It's still in your hands, you still have it, but you just did not get the grease on it.
And then I'll just look over to Ku and say, "Do you see what I'm trying to do, Ku?"
Gotcha.
All right, that's it.
Awesome. All right. Oh shit. Ah, damn it. Hold on. Technical difficulties.
Oh no.
I took my overlayer off, but I have the headphones have a cord. Hold on. No, it's still the same problem. What am I doing? Okay, we're good. All right. Kitlins, that's your turn. Bernie Saurus, who has the higher dexterity?
I think
Ooh.
I'm +2, +1. I'm +1.
I am +2.
Bernie, you are up first, then Saurus.
All right. I think that Bernie's just coming out of her stun, and she's kind of looking. She's blinking her eyes a lot and rubbing them, and also having like horrible visions about what she just saw, which was some magic stone that she probably hasn't seen before and has no idea what it can do, and just getting worried. But she finally focuses her vision, and she looks across the room at Staris being hit in the face by a broom. And immediately just goes into like protective instinct, and she raises her arms and her eyes glow that gold, and a spiritual bear is going to emerge from the ground and wrap its arms around Staris. And I'm going to cast bonus
Awesome.
action. I'm going to cast my spirit totem in the shape of a bear. So everybody within 60 feet of it, 30 feet of it is going to get 7 temporary hit points.
Nice.
And in addition, me and my allies gain advantage on strength checks and saving throws.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
Ooh.
And then for my action, so Bernie's going to do that, like throw her hands out, and this bear is going to kind of mimic the posture that she's in with giant claws coming up and wrapping around Staris. And then Bernie's going to look down at her hand, and where the claws of the spirit bear are on her hand, like kind of outlining her fingers, it's slowly going to morph into fur, and she's going to wild shape into a wolf, her golden wolf form.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nice.
And that's my action, and I'm Bernie's just going to stand there growling at the rug. Get up right next to it if I can.
Oh.
So right next to it, and kind of like flank it a little bit, or just kind of get close to it so I can give everybody. I think I give other people pack tactics. Is that a thing? No, just me. Okay. Yeah.
I think it's just you.
Yep. But that's my turn, and the dogs are barking, so I'm gonna go check on them really quickly.
Oh, they're in the front yard.
Bees.
There's the bear.
Rawr.
Rawr.
I like the
Aw.
the V. He's doing bear stretch.
Bear stretch.
All right, Staris, that's your
Lovely.
turn.
Oof. Feeling bolstered. Stars takes out her longsword and is very
Okay.
annoyed with this broom. So she is going to try to whack at it.
Yes.
Take that!
All right,
Nice.
and then Staris, I just need to check something really, really quickly for you. Okay, that's it. All right. Yeah, take your swing. Roll your
Yeah,
attack.
we did. 22 to hit.
Damn.
Against the broom, that's gonna hit.
Yeah. All right, let's go. 1d8. Yeah, 8. 8 points of slashing damage.
Nice.
8
Yeah.
points of slashing.
I love how the
Damage.
one-handed was more damage than the two-handed. That makes me really happy.
Yep.
That's great. Bopping it.
Broom is looking pretty bopped. It's a little bopped
The
up.
splinter's with you.
You carve off. Yeah, you like slash it around, and it tries to like parry with its like bristly end, and you cut off several bristles. And it's looking pretty haggard and chipped up and beaten. If brooms could bleed, this one would be bloodied. Anything else, Stars?
That's it for Stars. She's just going to
All right.
stand strong with her sword.
Who? Last but not least, bring us home, baby.
Seeing Staris slash at the broom and splinter it off, who will rise to his feet, taking half movement, and then from his hip, kind of sling a firebolt as he
Let's go.
gets up.
Nice. Roll that attack. You're
14?
slinging it at the broom or the...
At the broom, yes.
Gotcha.
14.
That whizzes right past the broom.
Oof.
Just barely missing
Oh, wow.
it. The broom is small and quick.
Mhm.
And your firebolt does not find purchase as it blows up harmlessly and on the wall behind it.
All right. Let me go for my other 15. Boop. 10. 15. I'm gonna hang back with Droop.
Nice.
Yep.
All right. That's as you turn around, go down the hallway, Kitland, you see that Droop is not there.
That son of a bitch.
Okay. That'll bring us to the broom's turn. Okay, sorry, there's a lot of things going on, guys. I'm getting excited. My heart's beating really fast.
No.
I'm coughing.
Go.
God, I can bring it out. Okay. Broom is seeing a lot of things are going on. It's got a wolf next to it. It's got a gnome riding a triceratops and a guy and a girl and a bear. And he's gonna slap the gnome because that's the one that's right there.
Just gonna slap the gnome.
He's gonna slap the gnome and then he's gonna slap the wolf because they're scared him the most right now. All right, gnome does a gnome. Kitland, does a 16 hit you?
It does.
And I'm assuming Wolf, a 21 hits you.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Okay, Kitland, you're gonna take 4 points of bludgeoning damage. Wolf, you're gonna take 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
And I have those
Okay.
temporary hit points, right? So I can take it
Yeah.
from there.
Yep. You take it out of there first.
Yes, from the bear because the aid one is gone.
Yep.
And
Oh, we all have temporary hit points from the bear.
broom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
7.
In case that wasn't clear, everybody has 7 temporary hit points.
Got it. Sorry, I might have missed that.
No worries.
The broom is going to attempt to fly away. It was right here. That will provoke opportunity attacks from Kitland, Staris, and Domit. Kitland, I believe you had a... But, well, I guess you hadn't fired yet. So you could try to take a opportunity attack with your arrow that's in your hand. Staris and Domit, you can also take opportunity attacks as the broom is trying to fly away.
Could I take an
To get it more
opportunity attack
advantage.
with a short sword and my free hand?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
That was a 7.
Staris, that is a miss.
I will also take an attack.
16.
Nice.
9. Yeah, mine missed.
Okay. You are able to get the short sword out and slash it as it gets away. Roll your damage, Kitland.
Yeah. Fuck that broom up.
Take it out.
6 damage.
Nice.
Okay, nice. Got nothing.
I will mark it as my favored foe
Nice.
and
Okay.
deal an additional 1d4.
I don't think you can do that on an opportunity attack.
Okay, with an attack roll.
I think it's whenever you hit him with. Yeah, I think whenever you hit him with an attack. That's a weird interpretation of the ruling. Hold on, let me look at that really quick. Because that's kind of cool, actually. I kind of want to let you do it. When you hit a creature with an attack roll. Yeah. All right. Fuck it. No, I'll let you do it. That is cool.
Okay. It's going to be 3 more.
Nice. 9 points of damage.
Nice. Okay. Damn, that's not nothing. It is going 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 30. It is going to attempt to fly around this way. So it started here. Goes boom, boom. Opportunity attack. Oh god.
Oh my god,
Got
it
bigger.
grew. Oh god, it's
Got
growing
even
bigger.
Get here. 10, 20, 25, 30. It is going to
Does
go
that mean
here.
that-
That is going to provoke opportunity from you if you want to, Wolf.
Okay, yep. I will take a bite out at
Woof.
it. A woof. I
Mhm.
get a +4. Yeah, 4 to hit. So let me roll my d20, and it's +4 to this. Oh, that's a 23 to hit.
Damn.
Roll your damage.
And that's going to be damage is, sorry, 2d4 plus 2.
Yeah. It shatters in your teeth as you're able to like catch it in your jaws right before it gets away from you. It just
Yes.
splinters, and you see the two halves fall to the ground, motionless. That is gonna bring it to Pamela. Pamela's turn. You got, what did you get on your? You passed. It doesn't matter. You seem to have control over Pamela on where you want her to move Kitland at the moment. So she can either stay here or try to retreat.
But I can't attack with her, right?
No, you can't. But she's kind of like, she's like following your, like, she's kind of getting in sync with you a little bit. So you get the sense that she's, I'm saying because it's her turn. Like, if you want her to like try to retreat, she will. Or if you want her to stand her ground, she will. What would you rather have her do?
And this is my only opportunity for movement, even on my turn, unless I dismount, right?
Correct.
I think because we've got the rug sort of surrounded here, I'm gonna say, Pamela, charge!
Yes.
Yeah, she's just gonna go nuts and basically attack. This is gonna be what she does. That is gonna be. That's gonna be a hit. She did it, guys.
Yay!
She doesn't get all of her dope bonuses because she didn't move
Charge.
enough.
Yeah.
Ooh, but she rolled really well. So, you see, she just like gores into the rug and tears a big hole across the front of it, and just kind of like bays triumphantly at it. That'll bring it to the rug's turn. The rug is going to try and go for an easier target and wrap you up this time, Mr. Wolf, or Mrs. Wolf, excuse me.
That's Mrs. Wolf to you.
That's Mrs. Mr. Wolf to you. Oh, God. Man, this is the one attack I want to hit with, and I'm not. Does a 10 hit the wolf?
It does not.
Boom! Yeah. You like tumble around a little bit, and the wolf's able to shake it off and get back on its feet, and the rug finds no purchase. That is the end of my rug's turn, as it's going to just stand its ground, as it is very much surrounded. Coup. It is about
Yes.
this time that you can hear the sound of armor
Oh no!
Yep.
approaching from the other side of the door. The door swings open, and there's just a suit of armor right there. It's gonna Spartan kick you. I need
perfect.
either an acrobatics check or an athletics check on your part to attempt to beat this shove attack.
Ooh.
Flying colors.
Oh God!
But
Did
you
he
also,
do
Ku,
really well?
you have advantage on him, right? From the bear? From shove attacks?
You do get well. Hang on. You get advantage on strength, saving throws, and checks.
So
And you chose
athletics.
acrobatics.
I chose
over
acrobatics. Yep.
Ah.
So this thing just like a hammer to the chest, Ku. You are just knocked on your feet backwards through the open doorway and knocked prone. 5, 10, 15, 20, 20. This one is going to come up behind it and just try to slam you 2 times.
Oh shit.
Oh God.
And it gets advantage on both attacks because you are prone.
Oh god.
I
Perfect.
rolled a 2 and a 4 on the first one, so does an 8 hit you?
Yes.
No, not right now.
It's the animated armor, guys. They can't hit anything.
Yeah.
What are you worried about? All right, this one might hit. Does a 17 hit you?
Yes.
Okay, you are going to take 8 points of bludgeoning damage as it does connect with you, despite your squirming and rolling around and trying to avoid its attacks.
Guys.
That's gonna bring it to Domic's turn.
Oh shit. So I'm in the doorway. I can see Ku just get Spartan kicked into the room and see those 2 armors, right?
Yeah, you look back and you see Ku flying through the air as you look over your shoulder as another one just punches the ground a bunch as Ku's rolling out of the way, and then finally it lands on Ku's shoulder and he just screams out, "Guns!" And yeah, you see all of that.
Awesome. Shit. Would I remember the deactivation word? We did chat about it. I don't remember if we
It
wrote
has
it
been
down.
a couple of rests and a few hours. Would you, Domic?
I didn't write it down, so no. Dominic would not remember it.
Oh no.
I'm gonna go with real life. I didn't write it down, so it is what it is.
Respect. Respect.
Domic, roll me a history check.
Okay. 17.
Hey.
In an attempt to remember the word, you get close and you scream out, "Billy Fart." But unfortunately, it does not cause the suits of armor to stop fighting.
God damn elfish words.
But that was just a free action. You still have your turn.
Yeah. So I am going to. The rug it's tearing to pieces, right?
It's starting to look a little shredded, but it's still big and billowy and seems to be fighting with great effort and energy.
All right. Dominic. Shit. All right. Dominic is gonna. Fuck. I gotta get Ku, and I'm just gonna turn and come out in the hallway and get the opportunity attack.
All right. It's gonna attempt to hit you. Haven't been able to hit with it. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna get a new D20 just for this roll.
Oh,
This feels like a box. This kind of feels like a box of doom roll.
But it's okay. Just keep the same one. It's fine.
Does a. Hold on. 12 hit you.
12 does not.
Yeah, it was not a good roll. That was way too much.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, you're fine. It swings at you, tries to grab you, and you're able to get away, and make it over to Ku, who is laying on the ground as a creature is pummeling it over and over again.
Okay. Am I able to use my action to move to basically swap spots with him? Kind of pick him up, drag him back, and swap, basically kind of pull him by the shirt and get in his position where he is.
You put Ku in your spot, and then move to Ku's spot. I will say it will cost 15 feet of movement.
Let's see, I went 5, 10. Yeah, I have 30 feet of movement, so yeah, I'll take it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, using 15 feet of movement, you can kind of pull Ku back and step into his spot, and now you are face to face with the armor that is trying to make its way into the room.
I feel like I'm having deja vu.
Yeah, it's like deja vu again.
Right?
I'm back where I was. Wonderful.
There
Fucking suit of armor. So did I use my action to do that, or did you just have me use movement?
No, that was just movement.
Okay.
That was just
I'm
movement.
gonna have my fucking lightning blade ready to go, so I'm gonna attack it. Shit.
Go
Another
for it.
one,
Roll an
another
attack
one
roll.
of these. Oh, fuck you. Hey, God damn it.
And 8 is not going to do it, unfortunately.
Yep.
These guys are quite beefy.
Fucking. What are those stupid Elvish words? And that's going to be the end of my turn.
All right. That brings us to Kitland. Bernie, you're on deck.
I hear Dominic say, "What are these stupid Elvish words?" And I hear clinging armor out in the hall. But I also do not remember the.
That's
Killer nuts. Killer nuts.
Billy nuts. That's what I yelled.
Billy,
Billy
Billy fart.
And yeah, I've got this giant rug in front of me, and my wipe it down method didn't work. So I think perched, on top of Pamela, I'm gonna try to I'm gonna use my bow and shoot it with the grease arrow. But I'm gonna try to run it down the length of it. Maybe try to pin the bottom of the rug into the ground is what I'm thinking up there. But mainly so I can rub as much grease down the thing, so I don't just shoot an arrow straight through it like a pinhole.
Okay.
So
Cool.
just
You're
a
trying
regular.
to splatter it with the grease on your.
Yeah, but also hit it with the arrow. So I'll take a regular short bow shot.
Okay. It will be made with disadvantage because you are right up on it, unless you also ignore that for some reason.
Sharpshooter is
I
range.
Yeah, I don't think you get. Yeah, so you will have disadvantage on this attack because you're right up on them.
Okay, I did not know that, but I will.
Yeah.
Remember that moving forward.
You will also have disadvantage on prone targets, unless sharpshooter ignores that. I think sharpshooter ignores that one. I don't remember. Sorry, I agree, Caitlin. We got to make you more broken. You're not strong enough.
Well, it's a nat 1, so with my plus 7.
My
Oh,
God.
Oof.
For my 6th.
It's one of its tassels comes down and is able to knock your bow away. Just being so close and within melee range, it's really hard to take the time to line your shot. As you said, you're more of a sharpshooter and less of a in range battle artillerist. Those are real words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, your attack misses. You can dismount if you'd like to regain control of your own movement, or you can stay on top Pamela. You also have your bonus action.
Yeah. I'll stay on top of Pamela. Did I see what happened to the arrow? Did it
I'll say
splinter into a million pieces, or?
Damn, it is a nat 1. Here's what happened. We'll say it just got knocked away. The arrow is still good, but it rolled under the bed somewhere over here.
Okay.
And so without spending a bit of time and effort, you probably won't be able to use it again during this combat encounter.
Gotcha.
Unless you want to get off Pamela and crawl under the bed and try and go get it. Which you can totally do. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, man.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Cool.
I'm staying put.
Yeah. Only because it was a nat 1. I feel like I had to.
Yeah.
I got to honor it. Bernie, that brings it up to your turn.
Okay.
Staris, you're on deck.
Okay.
All right. The creature. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna do a bite attack at the rug. So that's +4 to hit. I do get advantage because of pack tactics.
Yes, you do.
So I'm gonna roll 2. First one is first one's a 19. Second one, just to see.
See if you get that nat.
Nope, but I got a 23 to hit.
Well, 19 is gonna do it.
Hell yeah. So yeah, Bernie reaches out and grabs it within her wolf jaws and just starts thrashing it around. I'm gonna do 2d4 plus 2 piercing. Also, is it a creature?
Yes, technically.
It says if the target is a creature, it must succeed on a DC 11 strength saving throw or be knocked prone. So I'm going to do 2d4 first.
Okay.
And then, so that's 5 plus 2, so that's 7 piercing damage. And then it needs to succeed a DC
Nice.
11 strength.
Throw that rug to the ground.
DC 11 strength. This rug is fucking useless, you guys. Well, now I roll good. I got a 16.
Okay, all right. So it doesn't go prone, but yeah, I do. What did I say? 7 points of 6 points of damage.
7 damage, I
7
think.
points of damage. Yeah, 7 points of damage.
I gave you 7.
Thanks. And I think I am going to. I'm going to move around to this door space to try and get in the way and make sure that the
Okay.
rug doesn't try and like pass through the door and go into the other room. So I'm just going to block that way and get low and just growl at the rug.
Nice. Yeah. So you're going to move here?
Yep.
You do not leave its reach. You do not provoke opportunity. Staris, that's your turn. Ku, you're on deck.
I imagine Stars also heard clang clang and Billy farts.
Yes, I think all of you are aware of the animated armor threat. They are quite noisy.
Fabulous.
And Billy farts was attention grabbing.
Nice. Yeah, like, what? Oh.
Who's Billy? Why is he farting?
Stars shouts to the door. Illiburn! It's Illiburn! And then
As you shout the command word, it appears to have no effect.
Oh, he changed it, the son of a bitch.
Damn it.
dang. Alright.
You were gone for quite some time, freeing the prisoners.
True. Alright, and then she will turn her attention to this reg. I'll say the shouting was my bonus action. And then try to swipe.
That's a free action.
Alright, cool.
Just like crying.
Just like crying. Oh no. 18's a hit. Yes.
The rug? Yes, that hits.
Alright. I'm doing great with these household items. 2 damage to said rug.
Okay. Yeah, you thrust out, trying so hard to recall the little bit of training you have had with these types of weapons, and just cursing yourself for not paying better attention in these classes. But as you thrust out, you are able to find some purchase on the rug and cut like a little notch into it, but you overextend a little bit, and you can feel, even though you're not using it, you just feel the pain in your other arm, and wince a little bit. So you don't quite do a ton of damage, and that's why, because your arm hurts.
Nice.
Fair.
Could it be? Something to do with an echo? I don't know. And that is Staris' turn.
Okay. Ku, you're up.
No, he's down. He's
I
laying
am
down.
down. Yep. All
Yeah,
right.
but you can get up if you like.
Half movement. Get up. Can we try and close this door? Are we in a position to lock the armors out, or have they breached too far through?
It seems like you got them kind of right there on the threshold. It might be possible, but it's certainly not a guarantee.
Right. Yeah. Let me try and roll up here and swing this door closed.
Okay, that'll be your action to interact with an object, but I will say you can attempt to get the door closed. For now. But as you pull it shut, you feel the armor like get a gauntleted hand through and begin to like start to pull against you a little bit, Ku.
and it's taking all of your effort to like keep it as closed as you have it as he's starting to pull against you.
Oh, they're big and strong. They're big and strong.
You still have your bonus action. Anything else?
Yep. No, I think that's that's what I got.
All right, back to the top.
Sorry, buddy.
Broom is dead. Pamela is up. Pamela, Kitlin, same question. Do you want her to stay or do you want her to retreat so you can get a little bit more distance?
Should I stay or should I go now?
Are there any lit candles in this room?
You can attempt to perceive that on your turn right now. Would you like Pamela to retreat or stay where she is?
I'm gonna have her move. I'll just move my guy to the bed, but stay within reach of the rug. On this
Okay,
side.
cool. So just kind of get over here into like a flanking position.
Mm-hmm.
She does that. And she will continue her assault. But looking around briefly, you see a couple of there's like 4 or 5 on the desk that were lit where the wizard was working. But when the flashbang went off, it looks like most of them went out. One is still flickering just faintly, and you can see how it's like the wick is blowing with all the movement of combat, especially with the big rug moving around the room. So like 4 of the 5 candles are all smoked out, and one is like wavering and about to go out. And Pamela gets around to the other side, kind of intuiting as you guys are like starting to feel like you're working as one unit. And she is going to get to attack with advantage because she is now flanking, and that is a natural 19. I was so close.
Still great.
Yeah, let's go, Pamela.
Yeah,
She's gonna do
come
the
on.
work.
Pamela's doing work.
They're playing Pamela. She rules. Damn it! It's the second time I've rolled max damage with her. This run look really messed up.
Yes.
And like Pamela's like almost like starting to have fun with it now. You actually see where she grabs like a thread of the rug with her teeth and like starts pulling on it, and like a huge section of it just immediately begins like unraveling, like up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down the rug. It's just like starting to disintegrate as she just keeps pulling and pulling and pulling on this thread. That is going to be the rug's turn, who's very upset by that and is going to turn to face both of you guys. And is going to kind of perceives you as one unit and attempt to smother you as like a single unit, Kitland. Now, while you're mounted, what is this? Oh, I did this wrong. That's the rule I needed. It is going to attempt to grab you, Kitland. So, Jesus. Does a 12 hit you?
It does not.
Oh man.
All right. You are able to, as Pamela lets go at the last minute and kind of like helps move you out of the way, and the rug crashes into the wall behind you. That's going to bring it to the armor's turn next. Okay, so Ku, you are attempting to like close the door shut as this armor is going to reach and try to pull the door open. The other one is actually going to help it do it as well. So You have effectively kind of wasted their turn because one is using the help action
Nice.
and the other one is going to make a contested check against you.
Oh, yeah.
So I get to roll with advantage, and you just get to roll a single die too.
Is it a strength check? Because he will get advantage.
It will be a strength check. Yes.
Yeah. Go Athletics, go.
My spirit bear goes roar.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
Rawr!
Yeah. Try to match their strength.
All right, well, that was good. Hey, way better.
Hey!
Natural
Hey!
20. Nice.
Nice.
What up?
You see like Ku just like straining with all of his might, and the door starts to like slowly pull open, and as the bear rolls, Ku, you just like plant your feet. Dominic, you can see like these little veins bulging in Ku's tiny little neck as this wizard is struggling with all of his might. And this is the hardest you've ever worked in your entire life, Ku. And you feel like for a second you have it. But then you feel the door begin to pull.
Oh no.
And you
What?
try as you might, with as much grit as you can. The door is pulled out of your wrist, just slips from your wrist. If only you could have held on to it just a little bit tighter. You had the strength, you had all the support, but it slips from your hands, and the door swings open, and the monsters are there. And as they swing it open, they pull it off its hinges a little bit, and you're kind of creep into place. I
Holy
got a
moly.
natural 19, and they had +2.
Oh,
Damn.
shit.
21,
Damn,
man.
21. Oh,
Yep.
fuck. Huh.
But Dominic, you can't help but be impressed by that. And however, that is the end of their turn.
I was
So
quite
that'll bring
impressed.
us to your turn, Dominic.
Awesome. Well, good try, Ku. I guess this is how it's gonna be. Deja vu.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just gonna attack with my rapier. Hopefully this time it hits. Nope. 10.
Oh, dang.
Mm.
Now I'm rolling like
Yeah,
shit, Joe.
After that impressive display, it rips that door open, and then you go to stab it, and it literally just backhands the tip of your rapier away and turns its focus on you.
I am standing my ground.
All right, Kitland, you're up. Bernie, you're on deck, followed by Storms.
Okay. I'm gonna use half my movement to dismount,
Okay.
and I would like to like crouch down and look under the bed. Can I see the arrow?
Okay. Roll me a perception check.
Oh my god.
Oh, no.
It's the heat of combat. It's really dark under the
Sometimes I
bed.
feel
It's
like
pretty
that.
dark in the room. You don't see it right away. You're straining, and you feel the time passing as you're not able to spot it.
Lots of dust bunnies.
Lots. Yeah. It hasn't been
A
cleaned
lot
in
of dust
ages.
bunnies. That's why there's
yeah.
a rug.
Can I just light a torch as an act?
So I'm gonna say it was half your movement to get off the mount, the other half of your movement to go prone to be able to look under the bed. It's taking you some time to look under the bed, and you're not seeing it right away. So I'll say if you want to, you can pull out a torch and light it to like be able to see under the bed, and then that will kind of be the end of your turn. But it will illuminate it enough to be able to see exactly where the arrow is at the end of your turn.
Can I drop a weapon as a free action?
Sure. What weapon do you want to drop on the ground?
My lit torch underneath the bed.
Okay. Yeah. You light the torch and just throw it under the bed. You can see your arrow in the back. You see the torch under the bed. The flames are beginning to lick the bottom of the mattress, and you see your arrow is maybe like 8 inches away, with like the fueled end kind of pointed towards the torch.
Oh, God.
Anything else?
No.
God.
I need a
Getting
fire
out of
source
here.
to light the rest of my grease arrows, so we might have to leave this room pretty quick.
Just attack him! God.
Just attack him.
Yeah, what is you?
Just
Our
flashy,
fire guy is in the
flashy.
other room.
Staris.
Just to drop the,
Ah!
the plan. Attack the thing.
Bernie, that's your turn.
Take
Oh,
this.
God.
No.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wait, is it me or is it Staris?
It's I'm sorry, it's Bernie and then
Oh, it's
Staris.
Bernie,
'cause
okay.
Bernie has
Okay,
advantage.
cool. I'm going to bite the rug.
Go for it.
All
Roll me an
right.
attack.
I get advantage because I'm flanking.
Yes, you have pack tactics and flanking.
Yeah. It's a 15 plus 4, which would be 19, and so that's going to be 19 to hit it.
That hits.
Okay, and that's going to be 2d4 plus 2 damage. Ooh, 4 plus 1 is 5,
Nice.
plus 2 is 7.
Well.
So I'm going to try and just shred at it
Okay.
again, and then it needs to make another.
It's getting hurt.
It needs to make another.
Another strength.
The strength save DC 11.
11 is exactly what I got.
So it beats it, right? Or
Yeah.
do I? Okay,
Yep.
yeah.
Oh.
Okay, cool.
No, if it meets, it beats. But I actually lied. I got a 12. So,
Shit.
I definitely beat it.
All right, cool. Yeah,
okay.
and I'm just gonna stand there. I'm just trying to hold ground against this rug. I see Ku and Dominic holding down, and then Stars and Kill. So I think that Bernie just holds ground and continues to growl at the rug and keep trying to shred away.
Are we holding though?
Well, there's kind of a tug of war happening between Pamela and the wolf, just sort of tearing up this rug.
Right.
It's like two cats going at a scratching post. Just
Yeah, they're playing with it at this point.
yeah.
Yeah, that's my turn.
Well, Ku and Dominic are having like the battle of their lives.
Correct. Yeah. Hey, deja vu from last time.
Yeah, for real.
We're just playing in the other room with the weapons. We're dying over here.
Oh my
All the
God.
Vu.
One fight. Bam, 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 bam.
Oh,
All right, Staris. You're up.
Stars is alarmed by this fire. About to be starting in this room. However, rug. Alright, yeah, Stars is going to try to slash again at this rug, hoping that her training some long way has helped her. Click on that one. Here we go. Slash. Stab. Oh, that's not good.
Oh no. Oh boy.
Your arm is really starting to get to you, Staris, and even though you're not using it, you're just finding it so hard to concentrate on the pain, and you're tired.
Gotcha.
This is hard to connect.
Stupid arm. She then shouts out to the other room. Glassstaff! Echo in Elvish. I don't know what that is.
Oh nice.
Trying to think
Okay.
of other words that might activate or deactivate the suits of armor.
Okay. Roll me. We're gonna have some fun with this. Roll me. Oh, God, I want this to just be a straight luck check. So just give me. Just gonna be a straight D20, no modifiers, and I'm not gonna tell you the DC, but I have one in my brain.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Let's
Go.
do it.
Natural 20. Bring it up.
That is a 10.
Oh, wait.
Shout out
Golden
a few
dice?
things.
Golden
some in
dice.
common.
Golden dice.
Oh. Yeah,
Might be worth
let's
it.
do it. Let's do
I
it.
don't know.
Let's
Yeah.
do a golden
What's
dice
that
roll.
gonna-
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
Alright. 16.
Hey.
Say.
Okay.
You shout out a few things randomly in your brain, just things that you had in conversation, some in common, some in Elvish. However, Nothing seems
Ah.
to.
Ah, man.
What'd you say?
I said Ethereum. That was the last one.
You say these things, some in common, some in Elvish, and none of them are causing them to stop. You see them continuing to push through the door, coming after Ku and Damek, and just as you're, getting to the end of your frustration, you think Ethereum, and you say it out loud.
Oh, thank God.
And they deanimate
Holy
once more.
shit. Hell yeah.
Wow, that was so smart.
Such a good golden dice. I'm totally
That
okay with
was
that.
awesome.
Okay. Oof.
Fuck yeah. It was, and in my brain, it was 17, 18, 19, or 20. And you rolled a 16, and then you said that, and I was like, all right, well, that was it.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah. All right, so they deanimate. They're no longer a threat, so I'm just going to go to move them off the board, but they are kind of...
In the way.
We actually see what they do is they kind of like... They're going from, like, punching and, like, these, like, very active stances. They just, like, very neutral stance and just, like, turn and walk away and start marching back to their quote-unquote
That stupid
resting
room.
spot.
Yeah. God damn it.
Um,
Stupid fucking room.
That will bring it to... That was the end of Cyrus' turn. Ku, you're up. You see these armors walking away, but the rug is still very much thrashing about in the next room. What do you do?
Ooh, I think you scared him away.
Whew. I knew I had it in me.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna run over to, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and zap this rug.
Yeah.
Okay.
Zip,
With what?
Zip, zip. With
Shocking grasp?
shocking grasp.
Nice.
Okie doke.
That's not gonna do it.
When she hit,
An
11.
11.
You reach out and touch it, and you think you have a grasp on it, and then Pamela just like tugs the string a little bit more, and that part that you're grabbing like withers away as your spell releases, and you just miss.
Damn.
Because Pamela chewed it up too much.
God damn it, Pamela. Every time.
Every time.
It's all slavery.
Anything else? Cool.
That's what I got.
All right, at the end of the round, Kitland, go ahead and roll me. We'll call this an unluck check. You want to roll higher than a 3. A 3 or less, and something bad will happen. So, Kitland, go ahead and give me that d20 roll.
Okay. Yeah. There we go.
All you notice at this point is smoke starting to billow from underneath the bed in the corner. That'll bring us to Pamela's turn, who has some concern of the smoke, but taking her cue off of Kitland, will stand her ground and continue to attack. And that is a natural 16. Pamela is rolling like a champ.
Fire, not literally, but
Yeah, I mean, gonna be
No,
here
the bed is
soon.
though.
eventually.
All right. The rug is in absolute tatters by the end of Pamela's turn. In an act of desperation, the rug is going to attack Pamela, the one that has been doing the most damage to it.
No,
No, baby.
Pamela, no.
Natural 2.
Oh my God.
This rug can fucking blow me. That is Domic's turn. Sorry, that was crass, but this rug sucks.
It's okay. I don't think it could.
So bad.
I don't think it could find you to do that.
It is such
either.
It is such a cool ability, and I didn't get to do it once.
Yeah.
Domic, you're
I didn't do anything.
neither did I. I hit Staris, but I hit Staris every fight. So
Fuck. Okay.
JK, I love you.
Let me do.
10, 15, 20. If I come to this spot, will I be able to attack the rug to within 5 feet, I guess?
Yeah.
In the corner? Okay.
Yeah.
So
It's a small room. It's a big rug.
5, 10,
I'll make
15,
allowances.
20. And I will slash at the rug.
Aha.
Stay up.
12 to hit.
If it meets, it beats.
Yay!
Yay.
Slashing damage.
It's a
Oh,
rug.
piercing.
It's not a knight.
Yeah. So 12 points of piercing
Jeez.
damage plus my d4 of lightning. So 15 points of damage.
Amazing.
Alec, how do you want to do this?
Yeah! I'm just gonna take the rapier and go fucking rug, and stab it in the middle and just pull it up and just rip it in half,
Yeah.
singeing all the pieces with the lightning.
Yeah, as you stab through it, the lightning like starts to burn away like the remainder of it, and the thing just kind of like writhes for a second before falling to the ground and just like a hump of tattered cloth and strips. We are officially out of combats, but not necessarily out of the danger, as the smoke is continuing to billow out from underneath the bed. Before we do anything, Kitland, go ahead and give me one more unluck check.
Shit.
Now it's higher. If you get a 6 or lower, something bad might happen.
Damn it.
As you're all noticing the smoke getting heavier and heavier and starting to fill up the room, all of a sudden there is a loud popping sound as the fuel arrow and the fire from the torch from underneath the bed meet, and the entire corner of the room explodes. I'm gonna need
Oh.
Dominic. I'm gonna need everybody to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. +2.
19
Oh,
for me.
good. 6.
Oof, that's a 4 for me.
6.
Had to set it on fire.
Joe, 13 right next to the bed.
Oh no.
All right. For everyone who got less than a 12, you take 6 fire damage.
Boy.
It.
For everyone who got over a 12, you take 3 fire damage as the bed explodes into a very, very small fireball. I did not do the full damage for fireball, but I did do a decent amount. And just rolled very low.
Oh, shit.
That includes Pamela, who shouts out and winces in fear and pain as this bed explodes right next to her as well. And a little saving throw for her. She rolls like a champ. She's fine. She avoided most of it. The room has been set ablaze,
Good
and
girl.
even though it is made of stone, there are enough furnishings and curtains hanging across the walls, like draperies, to give it sort of like a nicer feel, that the room is quickly catching on fire. You have a quick second to glance around you. You see that there is a chest at the edge of the bed, and there are still a few documents on top of the desk. You have no idea where the wizard went after the flashbang, but the room is quickly catching on fire. Each of you can take an action before you will need to get out of the room or be forced to start taking damage and rolling some saves. So I'm just going to go down the list in initiative order. We'll start with you, Dominic.
Shit. Dominic is going to run to the table and just grab all the documents off the table and then head out the room.
Okay, Dominic, you grab what you can and start to make your way out of the room off of the desk. You all see Dominic do that. Kitland, you kind of come to next. What would you like to try to do?
I'm just gonna grab Pamela by the reins and pull her out of the room.
Sorry.
Easily able to get her out by spending your time and to just focus on her and nothing else. Staris and Bernie and Ku. Or rather, Bernie and then Staris and then Ku in that order.
Okay. You said there's a chest at the end of the table, or at the end of the bed.
At the end of the bed. Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. Are there handles on the chest?
There appear to be.
I am going to move out of the way to make sure that there's space to get out the door, and I'm going to grab the end handle on the chest and start dragging it out.
Yeah.
Okay. Roll me a strength. Roll me an athletics check.
Cool. Okay, I get advantage because of the bear. Ah, shit. Shit.
Oh,
Oh no.
So it's going to be 4 plus 1, 5. Jeez.
So I will say, Bernie, you are able to grab the chest and you start pulling it, but you are not able to get it out of the room. Staris and Kitlin, you see this. Staris, what would you like to do?
Are there drawers in this desk?
The room is starting to fill with smoke. Roll me a quick perception check with disadvantage.
Okay. Come on, be good. 4.
Oof. Oh, you got a natural
Hard to
20.
tell. It looks like a thin desk, so you're able to tell that if there was one, it would probably be small, but it's hard to tell with how much smoke is filling this room so quickly
Okay, gotcha.
without like getting up on
I
it and spending your turn
think
investigating it.
Stars is more interested in what could possibly be looking for information. Fumbles around, tries to find like maybe a center drawer, opens it, and just tries to grab everything that she can in there.
Okay. You do find that there is like a thin center drawer. And as you pull it open, you see a few more documents. You're able to grab those.
Can you just take the whole drawer?
Yeah.
Mine.
No, you cannot. But you're able to get everything that's inside of it.
Okay. Woo.
Awesome. Yeah, then you know what? Fuck it. Yeah, you grab the whole drawer. That's funnier. I don't know why I said no to that.
Run out with the drawer.
Right, God!
Yeah, literally. Part of it's like on fire. She's like trying to blow it out. All right, Koo. Everybody's made it out of the room except for Bernie, who is still in wolf form trying to drag this chest out.
All right, let's get it going. And yeah, I'll try and help Bernie drag this chest out.
Say with Koo's help, because it's not a very far distance, you are able to both successfully get out of the room.
Yay.
With the chest. The room you're currently in, this little alchemist laboratory, is starting to fill with smoke. But it is not like the flames aren't threatening it as quickly as the other room burnt. It was mostly all the tapestries and curtains that were hung, which caused this room to catch so quickly, and the bed exploding in the corner.
Yeah. As soon as Bernie and Koo get out, I was gonna slam the door closed.
That will definitely slow the fire. But you get a sense that without intervention, this fire might spread. It probably won't catch the whole basement on fire since it's mostly stone, but you get the sense that you shouldn't stay here for too long. And even with it shut, you can see smoke, coming out of the bottom of the door and starting to fill the room.
Does anyone have a way to put the fire out?
I have a water skin, but with that blaze, it's not going to help.
Oh, that's gonna do nothing.
We don't need to be here, and this alchemist stuff is very volatile. We do not want to be in this room when the fire comes through. If we are done here, we need to move. Stars fails.
I'm out.
Cool.
I think
you
Stars
also-
had like a very traumatic experience with fire or something.
I'm gonna put the documents I have in my bag, and I'm gonna help try to drag the chest at this point.
Yeah, I'm not.
cool.
I'm not dragging the. I'm not dragging the chest anymore. Looking at all the. I'm taking all the documentation in this room. All of these books and notes and scribbled pieces of parchment. Them's all
Kitlin,
mine.
go ahead, or Koo, go ahead. go ahead and add one recipe for an invisibility potion
Ooh,
to your inventory.
Cool.
Definitely gonna need that because I
As
can
you
use
take a
that.
minute, to collect
Hmm.
some of the things in here before leaving. But with Domic's help, Bernie, you're able to move quickly enough with the chest to get out of here. You guys are just like carrying the chest out
Yeah.
of
yeah,
the whole dungeon. I
I'll
love
go
that.
ahead
That's
and
hilarious.
Yeah. Very. You hear the coins and stuff or whatever, and they're just moving around
yeah, yeah.
as we slowly just kind of meander out of the dungeon.
I do think at this point too, like with all the panic and everything, Bernie's gonna drop. I'm gonna drop my wolf form, and just turn back into
Okay.
human or dwarf form.
Yeah. After like a few awkward feet of traveling like at wolf and human level, you're just like, what am I doing? And like morph back and grab the other end, and you guys are able to
How many
time
those
in.
vials are still cooking, or beakers or whatever, still on the magical burners?
There's several like various glass devices that are all set up and all interconnected. But from Domic's natural 20, it doesn't look like anything was like currently being cooked at the time. It looks like it was just all set up to cook.
Okay, does it look like there's like raw ingredients anywhere?
Yeah, definitely.
Inside of beakers, or what? They're just on the. How are they?
No, there's some like loose just on like the bookshelves and on some of the tables and stuff nearby. There's a bunch of stuff. And I think you can recognize some of it, but it's hard to tell like what's spell component, what's raw alchemical ingredients. But if you want to take like a moment to look while Ku's grabbing all of the like documentation and paperwork and books, if you want to focus on more of the ingredient stuff, you can roll like a quick either nature or arcana check to try to discern what might be good.
Or I'll do a nature check.
Okay. You
Roger.
spot several like mosses and mushrooms and various
Ooh.
like roots and flower petals that all have um uh like either like health properties or other properties, but you spot several just like small collections of ingredients that you recognize as either edible or like healthy in some way just right off the bat.
Cool. Can I scoop that up into my
Yeah,
backpack?
absolutely. Go ahead and add 30 gold pieces of components
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
to your inventory. All right, you guys are able to make your way safely out of the basement without much struggle. As you make your way through like the large cavern with the crevice and all the other various rooms, you see no sign of Droop nor of the wizard Glassstaff as you make your exit. You crawl through the tunnel that goes for about 100 meters or so before you eventually make your way outside into what is now pretty clearly sunset. It's a little after 6 at this point, starting to get dark. You feel a nice cool breeze as you come out. Again, no sign of Droop, no sign of Glassstaff as you exit. You have the chest in your position, as well as several documentations and some goodies that you were able to pilfer from the alchemical workstation. But you guys are all outside, kind of in the woods, up on the hill of this manor.
That was quite the ending, wasn't it?
Well, when the bed exploded, wasn't expecting that. Yeah, that was pretty fun.
Does anybody know what happened? I didn't quite see. I was really engaged with that rug. Was it the wizard?
No. I think I might have something to do with that.
Oh.
My arrow caught fire under the bed.
How did that happen?
I dropped my torch down there. And, I was trying to, I thought maybe fire could hurt the old rug, but our fire starter was knocked prone out in the hallway. Just trying to help.
Well, it was a good idea. Unfortunately, it didn't work out that way. But I agree the fire would have helped. Ugh. Well,
But,
now what?
Seems like we got some good directives and quite a bit of materials here.
Yeah, but now we're out of a wizard and, dare I say, a goblin who was probably working with him, not captured by him.
All right, I had suspected that.
They may have been in league. I mean, luckily, he didn't stab us in the back.
Can we look over the edge and see if all of those weapons are still there?
With a bit of walking to get back to where that spot was, because you guys are kind of just right outside the exit, like the little like secret tunnel. But yeah, you could take like a quick, like 15-minute walk over there to see.
Yeah, I mean, do you guys want to, since we're heading
think
back to
You can
town?
like walk and talk.
At this
Yeah.
at this point, I think we should start heading back to town. We have everything we need. The wizard's gone, from what we can tell.
Cool.
Stars has
I-
bent down and is looking in this
Yes.
drawer.
Oh, nice.
Okay, great.
Could I
Um,
give perspective
Stars.
on? Ooh, I'm sorry.
What would you want to say?
Oh, no, I'm all right. I just have a notion for later.
All right. So Staris, you look through and it looks like a lot of notes. A lot of it's kind of written in like chicken scratch, and it's really hard to read. Fucking wizards. A lot of it is it almost seems like it reads like journal entries, problems with the red brands, Kieran demanding more money, comments on. You see a little bit about mentioning like Feldindrar and the prisoners, and how he this wizard like clearly wants to find where the Goblin King is as quickly as possible, because the red brands are like bringing more heat than they're worth. And you get the sense that it's not like he doesn't necessarily like look down on their actions or like think they're quote unquote bad or evil. It's more just like they're being idiots, they're being brash, and there's something bigger at play here that the wizard is focused on, and he doesn't care about all this petty extortion.
Okay.
And
No math.
you get the sense that maybe there's nothing really here, and then one piece of parchment catches your eye. Material is a little bit coarser, a little bit thicker, and the handwriting is much different. It almost looks like a script. It's very nicely written, almost borderline calligraphy. And it reads, it's beautiful handwriting, but it's in a script that you don't immediately recognize, at least not one in common. Does anybody read Underdark?
Underdark?
Yep. Or, I'm sorry, Undercommon.
I speak Undercommon, so I imagine I can read Undercommon.
Okay. I imagine you can read it as well.
Nice.
It's my home language.
You can't read the script, Staris, but you can make out the signature. And the signature catches your eye, and I think is the reason you bring it up to the group. I'm posting a picture in the Discord now of the signature.
I think
2 seconds, because I got to do it on my phone.
Ooh.
Right, just sent.
Oh.
Ooh. Oh, of course it's a spider. God damn it.
Mhm. Damn it.
Tracks.
Can anyone read this?
take a look.
And you start reading the note. It is addressed to Lord Albrecht, Albrek. My spies will find the king's hideout. Of this I have no doubt. Therefore, I refuse your offer. However, my spies have also confirmed the arrival of several strangers to Delverton. They could be working with the dwarf. Capture them if you can, kill them if you must. All that matters is the map. If it is in their possession, deliver it unto me with haste. My messenger will have the details. Do this, and you shall have your audience. And then it's signed with the symbol you see on the Discord.
Yeah, I'll just be like reading that aloud.
No, seems that Glassstaff, or I guess Lord Ulbricht, was in league with the Queen of Spiders.
I am remembering a conversation from the first cave that we were in. It was the drow saying something about how the king owed the spider something.
Yep, and the spider demands her prey.
Sounds like the king is supposed to deliver something to her for an audience. Maybe it's this map?
Well, I think Lord Ulbricht is Glassstaff.
Aye.
And I'm wondering if the map...
That name, Albrecht, you've heard it before.
Shit, was that one of the people that Sildar was looking for?
Sildar was looking
Yep.
for a man.
Ernio
named
Albrecht.
Albrecht.
Fuck! Yep, I have that written down. This is definitely something we need to bring back to Sildar. It seems that his friend is in league with the spider. Or at least trying to get in good graces with them and get possibly an audience with the Goblin King?
What are they trying to get audience with the pale spider?
Yeah.
Because they're all looking for the king's hideout, which I'm assuming is the Echo Cave? Or no, that's where Gundren is. Is that the king's hideout?
I wonder if it's the one and the same.
I think that's what the wizard had said.
Of course, we come up to this manor trying to find answers, and we have more questions.
Such is the nature of investigation.
Unfortunately.
It is.
Do you all wish to inspect any of the other things you found in Yerna's office before beginning your descent into town?
And while we're at it, I'll pull all the documents I got off the top of the desk.
Okay.
I'll start inspecting them.
You start looking through them. It appears to be like several lists. List of various ingredients and various quantities. Almost as though he had like been taking some inventory of the alchemical stuff that he was working with. You see a few other like incomplete documents, whether they were drafts of things or unfinished projects or theories that went nowhere. Nothing that seems valuable. And then you find one that had been like a little furled up, and you kind of kept it off to the side. And as you take it and unfurl it, you see that same arcane, squiggly runes and symbols that you found on the scroll that Kitland had found. You find yourself another seemingly what appears to be a spell scroll. Dominic.
Ooh.
Well, who looks like I found another spell scroll. Do you want to try your hand at this one?
What's this one look like?
Ku, you take a look at it, and Dominic, you watch as Ku's eyes grow very wide as he reads this scroll. Ku, the ability to utilize the scroll escapes you. This is powerful magic, more powerful than you could cast right now. But you immediately recognize this spell's destructive properties. This is a spell scroll of Fireball.
Hell yeah!
Let's go.
Let's go.
Hot. Top my eyes.
While we're at it, Ku,
What? Yeah.
I think these ingredients might be of more use to you than they are to me. And I'll give you my 30 gold worth of components, which are the materials to make the invisibility potion, presumably. To Ku.
Yes. Oh, well, thank you.
And then
Nice.
for
Components.
the rest of you, feel a bit bad about the fire. It was not my intention. I'll give you all 22 gold.
Oh, jeez.
Taking us off.
Yeah.
Arsonist at his best. Oh, that's mighty kind of you, Kitlin. You didn't need to do that.
I appreciate
found a
it.
bit down in the cavern over there.
Aye, you do have a mind for chaos, but it sure is fun. And Brent's just gonna kind of walk up to you and put a hand around you and just kind of like squeeze you in for a minute.
Nice. So, Ku, mark down that you have. I'm going to do something specific for yours. You have 30 gold pieces of raw spell components that can be used for any spell component cost of 30 gold or less.
I'm going to keep them as copper pieces if it's all the same to you. Because honestly, if I ever get any copper pieces, I won't have them. I will throw them away.
If that helps you track it, just so long as you know what that represents and you can keep track of it. However, you need to make a note with this specific one, so it might be worth it to make a separate note in your inventory notes section.
Cool.
That 30 of these 30 pieces that you have, these specific 30 pieces, can also be used to make one invisibility potion.
Got it.
So you have the recipe for invisibility potion. I'm gonna say that would normally cost I'm just throwing out a number. This might adjust when I actually go to the rulebook and look it up, but something like 200 gold pieces worth of spell components typically.
Okay.
But because you have the very specific ingredients needed that you gathered from this workshop, I'll say that it's just enough to make because it's specific for this thing. This is going to be one of those rare instances where having the specific thing has an actual benefit to it, if that makes sense.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Cool. So it can be 30 used on anything, or specifically for a cheap invisibility potion.
Perfect.
Awesome.
And then
Going
Bernie,
invisible.
do you look through the treasure chest?
Yeah, I
or
guess
are
I
you
might
going to
as
drag that down the hill?
I guess I might as well, as long as we're right here. Yeah, I don't want to keep dragging it. So
It looks like people are taking some time to investigate their loot. You open it up and you discover that there's quite a decent amount of coin in this chest, and it appears that despite some of the notes dismissing the Red Brand's behavior, Ierno was still getting a little slice. There are 180 silver pieces.
Damn. Okay.
And 130 gold pieces.
Nice.
Ooh,
Nice.
130 gold.
You also
Awesome.
discover a silk pouch
Oh.
that contains 80 gold pieces worth of spell components,
Damn.
Cool.
as well as a single pearl that can be used by itself for 100 gold pieces worth of spell components. So again, keep that separately. The 80 is in like various spell components, and I'll let you kind of mix and match that as you want. If you want to use 20 here, 20 there, 20 there, 20 there, go for it. If you want to use all 80 at once, go for it. But the pearl can only be used as 100 gold pieces, right? So if it's like something that needs 50, you can use the pearl and you've lost the other 50. If it needs exactly 100, then the pearl would be like the perfect thing for it. But so just make
Got
sure to
it.
differentiate between the two.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, I'm honestly, I'm just gonna do some quick math. I'm gonna go ahead and divvy out the silver, the gold, and the spell component gold, or do we just are we just holding on to the spell component gold and just saying if anybody like needs it? Like, is that just going into a pot?
I'm very much okay with that. If that's all right.
I don't. How is it normally done, Sean?
So this is the first time I've like really messed with this kind of spell component gold mechanism, just because I don't want to like spend 2 sessions like tracking down a jewel encrusted
Yes.
bowl for 1,000 gold pieces to cast a plane shift or whatever. So I will let you guys decide how you want to do it. I think much like gold, it will make sense if you all have a little bit on your person, because when we get to like, maybe higher levels and you want to cast a spell, like if your buddy's got some components on them and you got some components on it, then it makes it a little bit more there's more stakes to it, I guess, as opposed to there just being this, you know what I mean, like magical
Yeah.
pool you can all
Gotcha.
grab into whenever you need it to. So I think
Gotcha.
it's kind of fun if you have to sort of divvy it out strategically, personally.
Cool. Okay. I think cool. Just really quickly, yeah. Let me do some quick math and I'll let everybody know. Because Bernie's just gonna like take it out and then like immediately kind of start passing it around.
So Bernie's counting out these coins, and the sun is beginning to set and go below the trees as you're all just sort of catching your breath up on this hill. No sign of the wizard and no sign of Droop, and despite all of the intense action you have all just experienced these last several hours, it's actually quite peaceful up here in this moment as you take some time to reflect on all this new information you've just received regarding the Goblin King and the Pale Spider and Drow spies and a mysterious wizard, and how they're all somehow tied together, all revolving around Gundren Rockseeker, this charming dwarf who hired you in Neverwinter not too long ago. But how they're all connected, you still don't know. And what was that magical stone he scraped, and the power that you could feel off of it? And is there really a cave full of something so powerful it could stop a war, raise an army from the dead, or all these other things that the legends and this wizard have claimed it can do? And as you take a moment and think about this, and think about the scope this adventure has started to take, you all feel invigorated and ready to see what lies on the horizon. And that is where we're going to end our session tonight. Congratulations.
Yeah.
You have all reached level 3.
Level
No way.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh my god, so good.
Wow.
So many questions.
I
Fucking
know.
hell, man.
It's happening.
You guys are in the spider's web now.
Oh my god.
Oh man. And the fact that she
Which is
knows
actually the name
everything
of the next
about
chapter.
us.
Yep, it's perfect.
Yeah.
She knows a lot about us too. She
Oh.
has spies and all kinds of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
I
And
know.
we
Thing about-
we know absolutely nothing. Oh my god.
Hitland saw a drow speaking to
Yeah.
the claw, the
yeah, the
bugbear,
bugbear.
that ran Cragmaw.
Yeah.
And when the drow saw Kitland, he immediately like vanished as though he had turned invisible. So if the spider has spies, they are gonna be
They
hard to
are
find.
invisible.
Oh my
Wow.
god.
Freaking Clay Aikens.
Yeah. Freaking John Cena's.
Uh,
The perfect. Yes, exactly.
You can't see me. Awesome, guys. It's 10:30 now, so yeah, we'll go ahead and call it here.